just because of who he is, just because of everything he's done in your life, just because of everything he's going to do in your life, just because he's given us the revelation, just because he's an all-seeing God. Worship him. Just take the time out to worship him. Okay? Nothing we do on our own accord. Okay? It's because of him that we wake up in the morning, that we have the breath of life. Just take a moment to worship him and thank him for everything that he's done in your life and everything that he's going to do in your life. Okay? Just take the time and worship the power of God, the magnificent God, the all-seeing God. There's no greater God, the almighty God. Just take a moment, just one moment to worship him. Okay, I really spent some time with my God last night and it was awesome. Okay, it was awesome. And I kind of rushed through this presentation I'm getting ready to do because I was really eager to get it out to you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all my disclaimer now. And I do not own the rights to that song. Okay, I do not own the rights to that song. Okay, so I spent some time with him last night and I had to rush through this presentation because I really wanted to get it out to you guys. So, excuse me for any errors, mistakes. I might be all over the place because I have a lot I want to discuss with y'all. Okay, but I'm gonna try to y'all know how I do. I'm gonna try to do it slow, make sure everybody have an understanding. If you don't, drop me a 2. We'll slow down, we'll stop, we'll back it up. Okay. But I'm gonna show you guys what I believe he was showing me last night and the dots that I've been connecting since this morning. All right. And like I said, it's a rush presentation. So I will, I might have to go back and do like a part 2 or continue it or finish it. But I'm gonna give you guys what I got so far, and I hope you guys love me for that and appreciate that. Okay. And let me get my shout outs and say hello to everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Angelique, hello. Marvin, Bossy, Denise, hello. Janine, Purple Rain, Milia, hey. Denise, is me, hey. What's up, IQT or 1QT? Hey. Oh, you from Detroit too? That's what's up. Hey. J Money, Purple Passion, Melody, Angelina, hello to God bless everybody. Thank you guys for coming in and just sitting in and listening. And, I want to engage in the conversations. I would like you guys' feedbacks. If anybody in the bushes, come on out. We welcome you. Don't we, Maz? We welcome you. Come on out. Hey, Areas One. Hey, I just strolled down to the bottom and seen you. And I did get your message last night, or the other night. I did get it. I didn't get a chance to respond to you, but I did get your email. Okay. I want to let you guys know I have been seeing you guys email, but a lot of times when I see it, if it's something good, I'm immediately going to work. I might go to work before I even respond back to you. Okay. I'm immediately going to work. And I'm sure you guys understand that, right? And that's the reason why you bring me the good stuff, so I can dive into it and look into it. And that's exactly what I do. So if I don't reply back to you, that don't mean I didn't get it. That just mean I immediately went to work. Okay. But hello, everybody. I hope you guys have a blessed, magnificent day. I'm going to go ahead and say that now in case I forget to say it when we leave. I hope you have a prosperous day. Okay. All right. And so somebody sent me an email last night. I didn't get a chance to reply to you. I don't even know exactly who it was. I think it might have been a random person who I don't normally get emails from. But somebody sent me an email last night and they sent me an email to a link to a video. You know who you are. That they wanted me to watch after I did the video about the 2 Kanikas and breaking down Young Bando. So they sent me a video and they was like, I want you to check this out. And I clicked on the video and I watched it. And it was a video by Rebel. Okay. And I want you guys to check it out. I didn't actually, save the video. I didn't want to, play the video. I didn't know if he would be okay with me playing the video or whatever, but it was a video by Rebel and it's called 2 Kanikas with special guests. So whenever you guys get time, you guys can go check it out. It's called 2 Kanikas with special guests. Okay. And he had a guy that was sitting on the couch that he was interviewing. Some of y'all might remember that video. And he had, something over his face and he was talking to 2 Kanikas. All right. He was talking about the Kanika Martin and the Kanika Jenkins. So I sat there, I took in the information. When I got off the live, I prayed about it. I said, okay, this is somebody else totally different. I don't know if this person know Young Bando. I don't know what's going on, but this is somebody totally different who I didn't see. The video is old, but I didn't see it until that person sent me the link. So I said, okay, here's somebody else talking about the two Kanikas. Here's somebody else talking about it. So I prayed about it and I asked the Father to help me see or help me know whatever it is that these people know. Because I felt like we was right on the edge, you know. I felt like we have always been taking a journey closer and closer to exposing, everything. So after watching that video, I just really needed some more answers. I said, okay, now this is person number two. It might be some more videos out there, but this is person number two, a whole different platform. Okay, it's not coming from Paris 1967. It's a whole different platform, Rebel, and they're talking about the two Kanikas. So I decided to kind of look more into that, y'all. And y'all know with me, I don't play. If it's crap, I call it crap. If it's real or I feel like it's real, I feel like the Lord is telling me, pay attention to this, then I'll let y'all know. Just period. Okay. So I decided to do a rush type of presentation to actually have a visual instead of just sitting here explaining to y'all what I think is going on, but actually do a visual. And that way we have pictures, we have proof. Y'all know how I do it. So I'm going to give y'all a nice quick presentation today. And I want to say shout out to whoever pictures I decided to use, screenshots of your videos. Shout out to you now. Your name might appear in my presentation. And I'm hoping that we all are for the same cause. And I hope there won't be no hate, no nothing when it comes to this right here. All right. Because like I said, I think this is going to be an explosive live. I actually feel like whatever live that the Lord is involved in is going to be explosive. Okay. But I am going to tell you guys this. Anytime you guys hear some Jews being dropped, I want you to drop some diamonds, some Jews in my chat room. Okay, everybody had their own special thing. Straight Drop got his little ball. Golden had her little fire. I don't play with fire unless I'm playing with fire from the Holy Spirit. Okay, and I just believe I'm the queen of dropping Jews, the queen of Jews. Okay, you got Trina who called herself the Diamond Princess. I am the queen of Jews, the queen of diamond. All right, I'm just the queen of diamond, the queen of Jews. So whenever you hear some Jews being dropped, drop them Jews. Whenever you just feel like shouting out J4K or represent J4K, drop J4K. Flood this chat room with hearts. Most of all, flood this chat room with crowns because we are going to give her title. And I definitely believe that she was the queen. And we're going to call her the queen of Chicago. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to represent her in that way. And if I just see you guys continually dropping Jews and crowns in there, it'll just feed me. I think it'll just it'll be the energy I need to keep going. So that's what I'm asking for you guys to do every so often. Just drop some Jews in there when you hear Jews being dropped. I caught it, Malika. I caught it. You know what I'm saying? I received that, and that lets me know that I'm on the right track. And it also lets me know that my people are really with me. Okay, not just here, but you guys are really with me in mind and spirit. We are connected. We are aligned. Okay, and it also lets me know that hold on. It also lets me know that everybody in here is for Kanika, and we all are Team Kanika. So when you get a chance, drop Team Kanika, hashtag Team Kanika. All right, but I'm going to explain to you guys the best way I can as to what is going on. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the trickery and the game that is being played on the world. So I'm hoping it's enough to flood my chat room with Jews, to flood my chat room with crowns, to flood my chat room with J4Ks, hearts, and all that stuff. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Because it's getting ready to go down. Okay, and this is just really a part of the path that we on. So every time we come on here, it's going to be dynamic. It's going to be explosive because God is with us, period. Okay, period. All right, so I'm getting ready to go ahead and start. Okay, hopefully it won't be a long presentation. I don't think it'll be long. I really don't have a long slideshow to show you guys. Like I told you guys, it was something that I pretty much put together overnight. Okay, after watching that video of Rebels, I said, okay, let me do some more digging and look into this stuff and see how real this thing is with the two Kanikas. So I'm actually going to call this video Kanika Martin versus Kanika Jenkins. And the reason why I didn't title the video that before I went live is because I didn't want anybody hating on my live based on the title. So I decided not to title with that. Okay, just because of that. But I'm letting you guys know right now. My presentation is based on Kanika Jenkins versus Kanika Martin. Let's get it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put up my disclaimer real quick. Now, first, let me see how I get this. Okay, I'm going to have to put this disclaimer up, guys, and let it just sit for a second because I'm using people videos, using names. I don't know what names is being trademarked, and all the other crazy stuff that's going on right now. So for the purpose of that, hold on, let me figure out how to get a full screen on this first. All right, because something is going on. Let me figure out how to get a full screen on this first, and then I'll pull it back up. Good afternoon to everybody that just came in. I love you guys. I pray for you guys, and I have faith. I have faith. I have faith in the impossible. So nobody can convince me otherwise, because when my faith is strong, my faith is just strong. And I have faith in the impossible. What other people may think that will never happen, such as getting justice for Kanika, I say otherwise. And it's okay if everybody, if your faith is a little shaky or whatever, to have nothing to do with me, because I am a believer. I am a believer, and I'm believing, with God, anything is possible. And I'm believing also, okay, my computer's just running a little bit slow. And I'm also believing that he did not put us on this path for the enemy to win. The devil will not win. The devil will not win. Do not, y'all, stop giving him his glory. Okay, every time you say this case will never be solved, this case, Kanika won't get her justice, this case will go cold, you guys are giving the enemy glory. You guys are giving the enemy power, and he have no glory and no power over here. So I appreciate if anybody is negative to just go head on with your negative self, because we don't give the enemy no glory and no praise, no honor, no nothing over here. Okay, we combat everything he come back and say. We are at war with him. So he is our op, because we know, real believers know, we don't wrestle with flesh and blood. Okay, we don't wrestle with flesh and blood. So he is our op. We don't give him no praise over here. All right, and we call him exactly what he is, a liar. Okay, and we call out his minions. We call him just what he is, a liar. Gosh, okay, guys, hold on. Trying to see why I can't pull up my full screen. Just give me a moment. It's still kind of early. It's still early. Oh my God, I just removed the whole thing. Okay, let me go back. Yeah, we don't give him no praise over here. We not glorifying him over here. We believe, we have faith. I'm hoping that I have some faith-filled subs. And you guys are touching and agreeing, with God's word and with everything that we presenting. We hoping that you guys touching and agreeing, and you guys are believing with faith. Okay, that Kanika will get her justice. Hey, Love and Life. Joanna, Doc's on the rocks. Hey, everybody. And that's how y'all know the devil be after me. Cause I promise y'all, every single time I get ready to do something real huge, I'm always having either computer issues, battery dying, some type of stupid issue. But guess what? We're gonna move past that. We're gonna get them out the way. We're gonna move past that and we're gonna do this presentation today. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly what was shown to me and what is going on. Even if I can't pull it up in full screen, I'm so desperate to get this out to y'all. We'll just, we'll make it happen regardless. Hey, Nakna. What is it? Nakcon. Nakcon. You know I know who you are, though. We talk behind the scenes. Okay. I really wish I did have people behind the scenes that can help me with this stuff. I'm telling y'all. Grid view, no. Okay, you know what? Forget it. I'll do the grid view if I have to. I'm just gonna have to do another view because I don't know how to pull this up full screen. I actually did a presentation on my phone in my Google Slides app, and then I ended up pulling it up on my laptop, and I just don't see where I can go full screen at. I don't know. I heard somebody say, well, I read somebody say Rebel TV. I don't know if you're in here, but if you are, what's up to you? I didn't use your video because I didn't know if it was okay, to use your video. And we don't really speak too much, behind the scenes. I know you doing your work. I'm doing my work every so often. We'll give each other a shout out, but we don't really speak too much behind the scenes. So I didn't know if I wanted to, if it was okay for me to actually play your video for everybody. But you guys check out that video that he did with the two Kanika Jenkins. I think that was really a good video. But I'm getting ready to add my stuff to it. Okay, I found it. Okay, we got it. I got it. Yes, Lord, thank you. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it. All right, so I'm gonna be behind the scenes when I do this. So I want y'all to drop me a one when the disclaimer and everything pull up, to let me know you guys can see the screen. Okay, so as soon as y'all see the screen with the disclaimer up, drop me a one so I can know you guys see it and still hear me. Okay. All right. Let's get it popping. Drop me a one as soon as you guys can see the disclaimer and hear my voice. No, I'm not playing his video. Sapphire. I'm not playing his video. I'm playing the presentation. But like I said, I watched his video last night, and you guys can go head over there and watch it. It's called Two Kanikas with Special Guests. If you want, I can drop the link after the live is over with and take you guys straight there. So I can do that if he don't mind. All right. Okay, so everybody can see me. Okay. All right, cool. Thanks, Blackberry. Remember when we used to have Blackberries back in the day? Did anybody ever had a Blackberry back in the day? That's why I love your name. It reminds me of my Blackberry. Like I used to love my Blackberry. Okay, you saw it, Sapphire. Okay, yeah, yeah. All right, let's go. Disclaimer is up, and I do not own the rights to that song we just played. Alma, you can't see the video. All right, I'm gonna try to go through this stuff slow, okay, you guys. So if I'm all over the place or anything, let me know. We're gonna go through it slow. We're gonna talk, and I'm gonna show you guys some very strong possible connections. Okay. Because like I said, I'm so late in the game that a lot of things I'm pretty sure have been removed, have been set to private, pages have been taken down. So I'm late in the game and I'm really only working with the scraps I was given. I told y'all I'm good at doing that. Okay. I can't create magic and make stuff appear, but I'm good at working with the scraps I was given. All right. So I told you guys this live right here we're going to do is going to be called Kanika M versus Kanika J. All right. And we're going to look at some stuff pertaining to both of them. Whether we agree or whether we don't agree, we're going to take a look into it. Okay. And then we're going to decide, I guess, when we, through the whole live, we'll talk. Let's just say that we'll talk. All right. All right. So remember this post I showed you guys where Kanika said, I got a twin. For real, for real. Okay. So that always led us to believe that Kanika had knowledge that there was somebody in a neighborhood walking around looking like her. For somebody like me, and I'm pretty sure other researchers as well, it's really hard to identify who she was talking about because in her, and I'm just was looking in her neighborhood. Okay, so I was not looking in other cities, other states. I was not looking at that. Okay, I was pretty much looking in the neighborhood she was from, or the neighborhood she repped. Let's say that, and we all know she repped 1300 Anna, right? So for me, I started with the inner circle, with her inner circle and her neighborhood. So I didn't go all over the place looking for people that look like Kanika. And I think this is the reason why it was easy for me to kind of stay on track because I wasn't, in Atlanta looking for Kanika lookalikes, if you guys get what I'm saying. I strictly focus on her inner circle and her neighborhood. Okay. And so, I brought back to you guys Victoria, which you guys had already knew about from the very beginning. Well, some of y'all did. And I brought y'all the idea of Victoria being a lookalike possible gang Doppler. And I showed plenty of pictures of her, so you guys should know exactly who I'm talking about. Because to a lot of us, she favored Kanika a lot. Okay. I also brought you guys the idea of it being another person. Okay. And I'm just going to say the other person. The other person we question, I'm trying to make sure I say this the right way so nobody take my words and misconstrue them. The other person we questioned whether or not that person was a male or female. But we did believe that there was another person who favored Kanika a lot. Okay. And it was possibly a trainee or possibly a woman. Okay. And because we had so many names that was thrown out there to us, we didn't know if that person name was Kendra. We didn't know if that person name was Elliot, because we heard the name Elliot thrown out. Remember that Monifa was hanging with Elliot at the party and leaving and doing this, that, and the other with Elliot. And, so Elliot's supposed to be gay. So we had to consider the fact that if Elliot is gay, maybe Elliot is that trainee person. I don't know. We was just looking at all different aspects. Okay. And trying to go back to, the things that we heard, the different names that popped up. Okay. So we didn't really identify who that person was she was talking about, but all we knew is that Kanika was saying, she tweeted that she had a twin, and we didn't believe she was talking about her brother, okay? Because she did tweets about her brother during this time, which I probably should have posted, but I'm pretty sure y'all already seen it. This old news, and seeing her and her brother look alike. This person right here, we believe is somebody that looks almost identical to Kanika. Okay. So as I get to looking, I can actually say I don't believe Victoria look almost identical to Kanika. She favor Kanika a lot. Okay. But she don't look almost identical. So if I see two pictures, one of Victoria and one of Kanika side by side, a collage, I would actually know, I would be able to tell them apart, me myself personally. And y'all probably too, whoever looked into it and took the time to look at both girls. But for me, this person had to be somebody that looked identical, almost identical to Kanika. Okay, it's for Kanika to say she have a twin, and for us all to be confused, and for us to spread this, thing out there that it was different or multiple Kanikas. Evidently, we had to see somebody that looked almost identical to her, but we just didn't believe it was her. If you guys get what I'm saying, okay? All right, so I asked myself, and like I said, right now, last night I was pretty much taking notes when I was doing this presentation. So a lot of the stuff that I'm writing down, just keep in mind, when I first started doing this, it was really just for myself. Like I was doing this to write down some notes and take down some stuff so that, because I was hearing the Holy Spirit speak to me like clear as day. So I was actually writing the stuff down. So please don't get to going in on my grammar and my punctuation and all that stuff, because honestly, when I wrote it down, it was really just notes that I was really taking. And then eventually, as I was going along, I decided I was going to go ahead and turn this into a live presentation. Okay, so I asked, are we looking at two Kanikas? All right, just keep this in mind. Are we looking at two Kanikas? All right, I just took this photo right here. I actually Googled it and I found it, and I want to say this is something that Planet of the Fakes probably put out there. So I snatched it up. Okay, and I just snatched it up just to give us a visual of a possibility of two Kanikas, or a Kanika and a Kanika look-alike. So I snatched this photo up from I think it was Planet of the Fakes, but I found it on Google. So shout out to you. If you don't mind, I'm using your photo to give us kind of an idea of a possible two Kanikas that look almost identical. Okay, so I didn't have to I made some collages you'll see later on down the line, but this one right here I felt was like a really good, because this one right here, somebody like Planet of the Fakes who's trying to prove that this story is fake, they will find two pictures where they can convince the world that, hey, these are two different girls, right? So I decided to go ahead and use this picture that he put up. Okay, and I want you guys to actually get that visual of a possibility of two Kanikas before we go any further. Okay, of a Kanika and somebody who looks exactly like her, almost exactly like her. All right, I want you guys to keep in mind that when this case first started, the girl who was murdered that night and went missing that night, her name was Kanika Martin. They gonna be mad at me because I see it. I know, and I'm pretty sure me starting off, if they in the chat room, they probably already thumbs down my video. They about to get mad at me. They like, this dang on girl that figured it out. Okay, so remember, the person name was Kanika Martin. All right. Her name was Kanika Martin. Her name was not Kanika Martin Jenkins, and her name was not Kanika Jenkins. Her name was Kanika Martin. Keep in mind that all her social media pages, her name is Kanika Martin. When she have her real name up, is Kanika Martin. We do not see social media pages that Kanika Martin created and used the name Kanika Jenkins. Okay, all Kanika's social media pages, she went by Kanika Martin. All right, and I also want you guys to peep out. And I think I told you guys this in the beginning when this case first dropped. Well, not when the case first dropped. When I first started to work on this case, I messaged her cousin Marco. Okay, and a lot of people wonder, like, why did I start with the streets? So for those that don't remember why I started with the streets and looking into the streets, I messaged her cousin Marco, maybe like after the first couple videos I did. I messaged Marco and I said, hey, Marco, I got a video I want you to check out. Yeah, and I'm thinking I know what I'm talking about at this point, but I was very on it early in the case. And I said, I saw Kanika on the bed through ring glasses stretched out. Please look at this, yada, yada, yada. So he came back and he replied to me. So at that point, we got to, just going back and forth, dialoguing back and forth. One thing that he said to me before he blocked me, one thing that he said to me that really stood out to me, he said that he was chasing that he just saw these niggas, quote unquote, these niggas at church. I mean, at not church, Lord. He just saw these niggas at court, and he said that he just chased these niggas. Okay, so for me, that let me know that this had a lot to do with her friends and the gangs. And that's the reason why. Because for one, Kanika's cousin was out there chasing niggas after what happened to his, do you get what I'm saying? So for me, that was reason enough for me to get to looking and trying to find these niggas he was chasing and why. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, I decided to start with the streets. And also I seen a lot of gang activity, I guess you could say, between these different sets. Okay, between these different sets of gangs. All right, and we also see that he did a post on September 9th. He said, Kanika Martin better pop up, Joe, which is another word for yo. Kanika Martin better pop up. So whenever the family tagged her name, they tag Kanika Martin. All right, y'all, they tag Kanika Martin. Right here, you see Kenny. Okay, I'm pointing out the obvious right now, but it's all gonna make sense when I get done. Kenny name is Kenny L. Martin. Kenny I've never seen a page where Kenny went by Jenkins. Okay, Kenny went by Martin. When Kenny make a post about his sister, if he's not tagging her in the name, all he says is Kanika. If he's tagging her name in it, he says Kanika Martin. So I have yet to see Kenny write a status or tag a Kanika Jenkins. Please pay attention and peep. If I got to slow down, I'll slow down. Okay, I found a picture right here I just decided to use, and a status of Kanika, because this made me kind of curious as to when did Kanika move into this neighborhood. I found her a picture on one of the breeds, a breed boy had posted her picture, and somebody had commented and say, boy, I was finna say, who is this? I was just finna say, who is this? And the guy who posted was Keontae, came back and said, she thang, ain't she squad? Okay, and they having a conversation. And I got to wondering, like, dang, if she from this neighborhood and been in this neighborhood all this time, how come the gang didn't know who she was? Or how come the conversation appears as if she's new in this neighborhood? You guys get what I'm saying? Like, who is this bro? Shoe, she thang, ain't she? Okay, these are a set of breeds. So I would think 4 years ago, I mean, according to her Twitter too, 4 years ago, she was hollering 1300 Anna. So, 4 years ago, she was a breed. But I got to looking at that question again when I say, boy, I was finna say, who is this? And I said, well, what if he didn't know who it was? Because it's a few of them. It's a few girls looking like her. And I don't want to go too fast with this. I don't want to go, it seemed like I'm getting ready to tell it. So I'm not gonna go too fast with this, but this really stood out to me, the fact that this was a conversation amongst breeds. And 4 years ago, when Kanika was repping breed in 2012, 13, we see it all on Twitter. And it's as if these guys didn't even know who she was. Okay. And then one of the guys commented and said, man, Joe, I'm done. I'm gone, Joe. Like I'm gone. Like, I'm pointing at the picture. So that kind of stood out to me. Okay, and I'm gonna tell y'all what I think about it, but I'm gonna go a little bit later. Okay, that's real suspect. It's me, because she's supposed to be from this neighborhood, right? She was tweeting about this neighborhood in 2012 and 13, but the breed boys is talking about it like they don't even know who she is. All right, so that was real strange to me, but I'm gonna get back to this. All right, so I'm gonna go into exactly what I feel is going on. All right, like I said, right here, I was pretty much writing this for myself, but I'm gonna go ahead and share it with y'all. I said yesterday, we have discovered the names Kanika Jenkins and Kanika Martin are two different names and possibly two different entities. One is the quote unquote real Kanika, and the other one is a fictitious character. This person's name and identity was changed, possibly for the purpose of prostitution and to confuse the world. Now, remember, I told you guys when we watched the Young Bando video, he said that one of the girls' name was changed. She was sold into prostitution. And I told you guys, I think that, if the girl name and her ID was changed, it was not only for that cause, but also to confuse the world. Okay. I also said Kanika Jenkins, I believe, was formerly, and I believe, okay, I believe right now, this is what I'm looking at right now. Kanika Jenkins, not Martin, okay? The Kanika Jenkins, I quoted the Kanika Jenkins, quote unquote, I believe was formerly known as Kendra Coleman, James Coleman niece. Kendra Coleman was a stripper slash model. I'm getting ready to show you. I'm getting ready to take y'all somewhere, so don't doubt me now, please. Okay. I said Kanika Jenkins, which is the one they call Kanika Jenkins. All right. Okay. AKA Kendra Coleman was used to play Kanika the night of the reenactment. Kanika Jenkins was also raped and assaulted. She was raped and assaulted the night of the reenactment. Okay. Rule gal, that's what they call a girl's thing or something. Like, that's just what they call her. Like, she's sexy, or she that thing right there. I guess it's just like a little slang that they use. Okay. And I showed you guys how this person was possibly connected to other strippers that came on social media to speak out on the case, and I believe to confuse people. Okay. And I also believe that their connection is Zach. Okay. I believe their connection is Zach. Not that I don't believe that Kendra Coleman, aka Kanika Jenkins, did not know Kanika Martin and her family, because I do believe that she knew them. But I believe, as far as Zach is concerned, Zach is the one that pretty much was, I guess, the head man or in charge of causing chaos and confusion and twisting things up between these two females. And I'm getting ready to prove that to y'all right now. Okay. And also adding the other strippers who possibly knew Kendra. Okay, these other strippers possibly knew Kendra, or they both, or all of them just had a mutual friend, which was Zach. You guys get what I'm saying? Let me know if I'm, all over the place. Okay, so there's a possibility that Kendra, aka Kanika Jenkins, actually knew Kanika Martin and her family, or she had a mutual friend to these strippers, which was Zach. Okay, and maybe possibly other gang members. All right, and here's another stripper, okay, that came from Zach to speak out on the case and to confuse everything. And this is another reason why I feel like this Kendra Coleman, aka Kanika Jenkins, was actually a stripper, okay? Because we do have a world of strippers. We have opened the door to a world of strippers that have came out and they have spoken on a Kanika Jenkins case. And if you look at their connection, all of them are connected to Zach. Okay, we haven't really found, what is her name, Keela's connection to Zach, but it can be, we definitely found a way that she could be connected to Rob, who is connected to Zach. Okay, but her direct connection to Zach, I have not found that, but we don't know who her man is or who she was with at the time, and if that person knew Zach. Okay, but from my understanding, people then sent me all type of emails. Keela actually, was dancing and was making money in Chicago as well. Okay, she hustled in Chicago, but she's from Minnesota. All right, y'all know, a few of y'all told me that, and I believe it. I believe there's a strong connection between all three of these stripper girls and Zach. And Zach brought these stripper girls in to speak on the story and just change everything up. Okay, just steer the narrative, and like he did the other. See, we saw Zach bring in 3 guys: Mark, Rob, Chosen. Okay, he brought in 3 girls: Keela, August, and Azaria. I'm just saying, I believe that he brought in 3 guys to come here and steer the narrative, and I believe he chose 3 girls to come in and steer the narrative. All right. All right. Now, how can Rob own her name? All right, listen to this, y'all. This is where I better see some Jews being dropped. Rob never said anything about owning the name Kanika Martin. That's Teresa's daughter's name, Kanika Martin. If you see a birth certificate, which she probably is not going to show you, because the birth certificate would say Kanika Martin, not Jenkins. The birth certificate would say Kanika Martin. Rob never said anything. Jesus be with me. Rob never said anything about owning the name Kanika Martin. Rob always addressed KM as KJ, Kanika Jenkins. Rob knew the name Kanika Jenkins was a created name given to a young woman by the name of Kendra Coleman. There is no record of a KJ Kanika Jenkins because this name was given to someone under a fake ID for the purpose of sex trading and to confuse the world. I better see some Jews being dropped right now. Rob says he owns the right to KJ name. He never said he was going for Kanika Martin name. The Teresa daughter name is Kanika Martin, not Kanika Jenkins. Kanika was born Kanika Martin, not Kanika Jenkins. Okay, so Rob says he owns the name Kanika Jenkins, which he was finishing the work of Zach, which was showed to me a while ago. Zach was actually going to take ownership over the name Kanika Jenkins. I'm going to prove to y'all that Zach actually started calling her Kanika Jenkins and switching it up for the world, and the whole world went along with it. Next thing you know, we calling Kanika Martin Kanika Jenkins, and Kanika Martin is Kanika Martin. Kanika Martin is not Kanika Jenkins. She never had her dad's last name. If she had her dad's last name, then Kenny would be called Little Kenny. He would be called Kenny Jenkins. Is anybody with me? Let's go. Rob knows that KJ isn't Teresa's daughter. Kanika Martin is. Kanika Martin was born under this name, Kanika Martin, and not Kanika Jenkins. And Rob know that Kanika Jenkins, that name Kanika Jenkins, is a fake name that was given to somebody to pretty much use as a fake ID and to hide the actual identity, to cover their actual identity. And I also told you guys, I'm just going to throw this in my presentation. I also told you guys that I believe that there was some type of connection between the Mexican cartel. I believe that the people that worked in that hotel, you know, that's why old dude went back to Mexico. So is it, when I hear about the sex trading, is it possible that they did sell Kanika Jenkins / Kendra Coleman to, you know, the Mexicans for the purpose of sex trading, changed their ID, changed their name to Kanika Jenkins? Okay, but I want you guys to see the name Kanika Jenkins itself is a made-up name. The person that died that night, the person we should be giving honor to that night, the person that we should be lifting up that night, her name is Kanika Martin. Now let's get that straight first. Her name is Kanika Martin. They can take back the name Kanika Jenkins. And you know what, Rob, if you listen to me, babe, you can have that name. You can have it. You can have it. You can have it. Okay, so Teresa, she makes a status. We all seen it. You think I would allow you to copyright or trademark my child's name? Teresa know daggone well herself that her child was not born under the name of Kanika Jenkins. Teresa Martin daggone well know herself that her daughter name is Kanika Martin, and the name that's being trademarked is Kanika Jenkins, a fake name. Why are you lying to the people, Teresa? You know dang on well that the name Teresa, the name Kanika Martin, that is your daughter name, not Kanika Jenkins. And I'm pretty sure if she was to show you guys the birth certificate, it would say Kanika Martin, not Jenkins. And this could be the reason she probably just addressed it because everybody was in her inbox telling her about it. So she addressed it. But as far as she probably was going to use this to as action to trademark both names, Kanika Jenkins and Kanika Martin. Do you see what I'm saying? But I don't know because she haven't made a move yet. But at the same time, she didn't really take no action against Rob like a mother would have probably went on live like, no, you ain't trying to trade. Mother would have went on live and went all in on this nigga for talking about trademarking her dead daughter's name. But Teresa know that this is a game to them. Teresa know that this is a game. And the name they trademarked was not her daughter's. Let's go. Let's go. All right, I done just said this. Teresa Martin knows the name KJ was made up. Her daughter's name, initials, KM. I'm about to show y'all some foolery. All right. Here goes some foolery. We seeing it right here. It was right in front of our face all along, guys. It was right in front of our face all along. Okay, so we have a conversation between Zach and Peasy, who was really close. All right, Zach and Peasy. And it's say around 2:34, I talked to 3 of the 5 people who were in the room with Kanika Martin. Look at this, y'all. Okay, was found dead in the freezer early Sunday morning. John said, literally, I'm sick and tired of everybody on social media bashing me and my friends over the death of our best friend and little sister, Kanika Jenkins. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see how they changed her name? Look at that. Look, I'll read it again. I talked to 3 or 5 people who were in the room when Kanika Martin was found dead in the freezer early Sunday morning. John said, literally, I'm sick and tired of everybody on social media bashing me and my friends over the death of our best friend and little sister, hashtag Kanika Jenkins. They took us for a spin real quick. And if you really wasn't paying attention to that last name change, you wouldn't have caught it. You wouldn't have caught it. Because Zach, with his millions of followers or hundreds of thousands of followers, was the main person that was causing this distraction and confusion and mixing things up on social media and turning around calling y'all Facebook investigators and laughing at y'all because y'all wasn't catching it. Do y'all see that? In your face, it was in our face the whole time. They gave her 2 different people right there the whole time. The hashtag Kanika Jenkins was that fictitious character because it was another girl that got hurt, but they changed, like I told you, it was 2 stories, but they combined it in one. Okay, so that they didn't want you to even know about the other girl who was possibly named Kendra Coleman. They didn't want you to know about her name. So they using the hashtag Kanika Jenkins. And when it's supposed to be Kanika Martin. But see, here is right here where they gave us a spin, where they spent the name, where they spent the case, if y'all get what I'm saying, right in front of everybody's face, and nobody really caught it. Now let the hashtag Kanika Jenkins begin and take the focus off Kanika Martin. Here we go again. We see a photo with him and Jedediah. Let's read. It was only right that I get up with Jedediah Brown, since he's been all over social media with the, what do y'all see? Kanika Jenkins in quotations. Why will Zach put the name Kanika Jenkins in quotations? Pay attention, y'all. It was right in front of our face the whole time. Are y'all with me? Do y'all see that? All over social media with the quote unquote Kanika Jenkins case. Why would he put her name in quotations? They literally changed her name right in front of our face, y'all. Right in front of our face. And this is also a reason why I believe Jedediah and a lot of people stepped down, because they knew that it was a scam and a game being played at the end of the day. And it wasn't as innocent and pure as the whole world thought it was. If you guys get what I'm saying. All right. Now, what do we have here? Zach is no longer talking about Kanika Martin. He have completely taken Kanika Martin's name out of his content. Now it's straight up Kanika Jenkins. The Kanika Jenkins case has been closed for over a month now. Okay, the Kanika Jenkins case has been closed for over a month now. Now he's completely calling the person Kanika Jenkins. Right in front of our face, did the old switcheroo right in front of the whole world. And we was wondering, if anybody can remember back then, we was wondering, like, dang, what is her last name? Is the last name Martin or is the last name Jenkins? Drop me a 1 if anybody was wondering, like, dang, is her last name Martin or Jenkins? What's going on? What's going Did anybody, so we not asleep. We wasn't totally asleep. We wasn't totally just stuck in the matrix, because for those that paid attention in the beginning, we knew at some point her name was flipped or changed or switched, but we didn't know when it happened, how it happened. Come on, Jesus. And we didn't know what happened. We just know it was switched on social media. Okay, it ain't switched to the people in Chicago. It ain't switched to the people around the sets. On social media. It was switched right in front of our face. Limited E, I thought she took. Y'all heard me say one video that she took her father's last name because her father's last name is Jenkins. You know, so y'all know, I thought at one point, I mean, the only thing that made sense to me is because her mama was, you know, staying in the neighborhood of Vice Lord, she switched her name. But here's the thing, this is where I would be wrong at, and I really didn't see it then, okay, because the Jenkins City, the Vice Lords are only like a block down from 1300 Anna. Okay, so 1240, that area over there are Vice Lords. Okay, so Kanika was already, you know, around them. She only lived like a block, you know, down from them. So her mama didn't have to change her name in order for her. You see what I'm saying? So I was wrong right there. Okay, she was always Kanika Martin. All right. So it had nothing to do with, you know, the block she stayed in, because she literally grew up. Well, I don't know, she grew up in that block, but she literally lived a block away from Vice Lords, a block away from the Jenkins City's crew. So they probably already knew who her dad was. They already knew who, you know what I'm saying, her mom was, and that she was a breed. Like I told you guys can go back to what I said. It's a block of breeds, and in the next block or a couple blocks down is Vice Lords. Okay, both on Christiana, but just in different blocks. If you guys can remember me saying that. All right. So I went back to this photo again. Because y'all know I was stuck on this person right here. I was wondering who this girl is, because to me she favored Kanika a little, or she favored the lookalike or the lookalikes. Okay, just out of curiosity. So shout out to Scoop Gang. I shout out everybody for using y'all content, using y'all stuff. And I was wondering who this person is. And you guys can look, all my people that done hair, you know, y'all know about hair. It looked like she got a wrap. You know how you wrap your hair, if you got weave, you wrap it around and then you tie it up or whatever, or you just take your hair scarf off and it's still wrapped. If you guys get what I'm saying, because once you comb it down, your sew in will flow. If you guys get what I'm saying, those that know what I'm talking about, it looked like on the left side her hair was wrapped and it was kind of like coming down, like falling off the wrap. Do anybody get what I'm saying? When you wrap your hair up at night and put the hair scarf on, take your hair scarf off, you still got the wrap, but some of your hair is hanging out from the wrap. That's what it looked like she had right here on the left side. Okay, and I also noticed the person on the right side, she have on not a bra, but it looked like she have on a black shirt. Okay, I don't think this person was supposed to be seen in Irene's live, but this person was actually seen in Irene's live, and it looks like to me she don't have on a bra. It looks like to me she have on a black shirt. Now, can anybody see that? Would anybody agree that this person that we see in the background of Irene's live, she don't have on a bra? Not right now. Not right now. She might have took the shirt off just to strictly do some Snapchat videos or, different footage. But right here in the room, it looks like she got on the black shirt, right? Not a bra, a black shirt. I'm also going to go to the guys in the background, because I know it was a lot of controversy over, is this Zach? Is it not? Is this Zach? Is it not? As I can recall, when people was trying to determine whether or not the guy behind her was Zach, which, think about it, you guys, if we're looking at, let me give y'all a visual. If we're actually looking at right here, Kendra Coleman / Kanika Jenkins, then why couldn't that be Zach in the background? Didn't I just tell y'all that these stripper girls and Kendra was connected to Zach? Didn't we just see that they were connected to Zach? So why couldn't it be Zach in the background? Now, see, the thing was, people was getting thrown off because YouTubers was comparing this hoodie to the hoodie that they seen in Irene's live. Irene's interview. How could you compare the hoodies when the hoodies are, first of all, two different colors? In this picture right here to the left, Zach is wearing a black hoodie. In the interview that Zach did with Irene, he was wearing a gray hoodie. How could you even compare the two hoodies? So I just want to say, real quick, y'all was going back and forth over some bull stuff because number one, y'all was comparing two different hoodies. And it was obvious because it's two different color hoodies. What you should have did is went through Zach photos and found some black hoodies to compare. Now, I'm not saying that this is the hoodie, but what I'm trying to explain to you is Zach got a lot of pictures with a lot of hoodies. So what we should have did is went through Zach's photos and found photos of Zach in some black hoodies rather than trying to compare the gray hoodie to the black hoodie, because obviously it wasn't the same hoodie. But if anybody look at any of Zach's photos, Zach wears hoodies, jogging suits. Go through his photos right now. Probably over half of them, you'll see him wearing a hoodie and some jogging pants. Now, I don't know if this is the same hoodie, but what I do know is this is like a little emblem right here on the side. Okay, this is something that he safety pinned on this hoodie. Okay, so this little emblem right here on the right side that I'm looking at with Zach with the thing over his head, on a dirt bike. This right here, this emblem on here is a pin. Okay, it's not actually attached to the hoodie because I've seen this pin on another one of his outfits. Okay, so he pinned that to this hoodie right here. Okay, so this could be the hoodie. I don't know. And it's just zipped down a little bit right there. It's zipped down and he have on something other than that. But what I want to point out to you guys is that Zach wear hoodies a lot. Okay, so if we're going to compare hoodies, we should have been trying to find a black hoodie to compare, not a gray one, because that's obviously not the same hoodie. Let's get it. So this can very well be Zach. Another reason why I feel like this can very well be Zach. That picture ain't Photoshop. That's actually Zach in his pictures. That's Zach. Zach went out to where was he at, in Mexico or somewhere? Man, bad. That picture ain't Photoshop. That's Zach. That's Zach in Mexico with his boo. He even did a video on Instagram. If I even had to go to his Instagram and get the quick video, I would have showed it. That's not Photoshop. He was actually in, I want to say maybe Puerto Rico. I forgot where he was at, but he was somewhere on a dirt bike with his girl. That's him. It's not a Photoshop picture. All right. Another reason why I feel like it could be Zach, because Zach actually deal with, and this is the thing too that killed me. He did with a lot of gangs, but also a lot of Caucasian gangs that he's affiliated with. He knows. Okay, he's really close with. And I just gave, like I said, I don't know if this is this guy right here because I don't have enough to go off of to say, yeah, this is this guy right here. I know for sure 100%. But I'm showing you guys how this can very well be Zach and the people that he is affiliated with. Zach is affiliated with stripper girls. Zach is affiliated with white Caucasian guys. And this guy, these people right here are foes. We know that the Vice Lord are foes. Okay, so I know we want to believe that Zach was a BD, Zach was a GD. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Zach was mutual. I don't think Zach really had an alliance to anybody, and that's why he was able to step on different turfs. Okay, because he didn't really have an alliance to one gang. All right, but if this is him right here, the white guy we looking at, that would make a lot of sense because he's a foe. Everybody that was in the hotel that night were foes. Are y'all following me? Okay, everybody that at the hotel that night was foes. Just about 90% was foes. All right. So what I'm seeing is a strong possible connection, a strong possibility that could have been Zach walking in Kendra Coleman, aka Kanika Jenkins, with one of his faux Caucasian boys that he entered. Not even that he just interviewed with, but that he chill with. I don't think that's Azaria, honey. Not at all. I believe that's that other person. All right. All right. So y'all not gonna like a lot of what I'll say on here. Y'all probably don't agree with a lot of what I'll say on here. But what I'm gonna tell you guys, if before you just rule it out, pray for confirmation. Okay, do that first before you, because really for me, I didn't want to go here. I didn't want to be all over the place. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? So what I want you guys to do is pray for confirmation. Okay, before you just completely rule anything out. Okay, so we see a Zach post right here. It say rest in peace, hashtag Kanika. He didn't say Kanika Jenkins. He didn't say Kanika Martin. He just hashtag Kanika. All right. Then went in on everybody else. But y'all watch CSI, First 48, Law and Order, etc., the FBI, Facebook, Bureau of Investigations. Y'all need to chill until the real story come out. So Zach was really saying, y'all watch CSI, y'all watch First 48, y'all watch Law and Order, but y'all don't know nothing. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all have no idea what y'all talking about. Okay, but this person right here, look at that face, y'all. And I got some pictures to show y'all, with this person in it. Okay, he did not tell us if this was Kanika Jenkins or if this was Kanika Martin. It could be because he didn't know which one, and he just hashtag Kanika? It's possible. Or he knew who this picture was, and he just hashtag Kanika. I don't know. Okay, this is another picture that I found in Zach's album, where Zach knew a young man by the name of Joseph Coleman. That last name, Coleman, stood out to me because I already believe that Zach was associated with the Kendra Coleman girl. Okay, and so we find the last name Coleman, somebody that was born in 1994, passed away in 2012 by the last name Coleman. So he's a pretty young kid, young boy. Okay, could be the sibling of the Kendra Coleman person. But why can't we really make 100% ID on that? Because guess what? Kendra Coleman page is gone. James Coleman page is gone. Okay, so we're gonna still do some digging on his last name Coleman. Okay, but the people that we know, the names that we know, the main suspects, their pages are gone. But right here, we can see that Zach was connected to somebody with the last name Coleman. So it's extremely possible that he was connected to Kendra Coleman, and that was him and Kendra you saw walking inside the Crown Plaza that night. Okay, it's possible. And if you look at the caption, he said, "Happy birthday, kid. You open doors. You open a lot of doors down here." So it wasn't family, just somebody that he just paid some respect to. Okay, then possibly turned around and used his sister to play a lookalike or to play an imposter to cover up what happened to Kanika Martin. I don't think Kanika Martin had no dealings with Zach like that. I just really think that it was maybe that other girl who looked like Kanika. I think she had dealings with Zach. If you guys get what I'm saying. I don't think it was Kanika Martin. I don't think Kanika Martin, because that picture with, I should have got it, that picture with Zach and Lenore. Lenore looked scared out her man. Like, I don't mess with him. Like, I don't mess with him. You know what I'm saying? So I just believe that Zach was more closer to the Kendra Coleman girl that they changed her name to Kanika Jenkins. I believe he was more cool with her or probably knew her. But Zach was a busy man. He was always on the road, traveling, doing this, doing that, trying to build his brand, so I don't believe that, and he was, a lot of photos you see is with him and gang members, him interviewing them, things like that, taking photos with him to build his brand. Okay, but that don't mean that he did not know Kendra Coleman and tried to, spin the name Kanika Jenkins for the world. Do y'all get what I'm saying? But I don't think that he had a personal relationship with Kanika Martin. Now we're talking about two different individuals, guys. We're talking about two different entities. Yeah, he probably seen her. He probably had a crush on her, but at the same time, Zach is opportunist. I think he's seen an opportunity and he was for it. He was for it. And he knew some girls. He knew a girl that looked like Kanika. He could have got her. He knew some girls that can come and help cover the thing up. Because I think for me, I don't know for sure if he was actually there or involved in Kanika Martin's murder. I don't know that for sure. But I definitely believe he brought the lookalike in. And I definitely believe he brought the other girls in to help cover, to help distract social media. So I do believe that Zach Hands was all over this. Okay, but I'm not going to say right now, oh yeah, he raped Kanika Martin. Oh yeah, he did this to Kanika Martin. I can't really say that. You guys get what I'm saying? And I don't dislike somebody or hate somebody to the point to where I would call them a rapist or a murderer without no solid proof of that. So that's just not me. But what I do believe and what I did see, I do believe that he brought somebody in there that looked alike in there to play Kanika. And I do believe that he are connected to a lot of the girls that spoke out as well as the guys that spoke out in social media to steer the narrative and distract everybody. Zach was the main cause of distractions on social media. 3 guys and 3 girls, and he let them loose. Okay, I don't even know if he even brought August in or just August was brought in by Chosen and Keela was brought in by Rob. But I'm just telling y'all, this is one circle, one group. Okay. Yeah, yeah, exactly what you said, Blackberry. I also feel like I'll get to that later. All right. So these are not Kanikas. I'm just using this photo. I'm just using this photo. Again, these is not Kanika. These are, some other girls. I'm just using this photo to kind of give you guys the image that Zach was the middleman between the 2 Kanikas. Okay, for social media. He was the middle guy between the 2 Kanikas. I think that Zach know very well that Kanika Martin and the girl they call Kanika Jenkins was 2 different people. All right, he knew that they was 2 different people. And I'm just using this just to give you guys an understanding of what's going on. We have 2 girls that look a lot alike and that was dressed alike, but they're trying to make us believe that our eyes is only seeing one. So that's just like me putting this photo out to y'all right now and telling y'all that these are not 2 different people, but this is only one person y'all looking at. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? That's just like me deceiving y'all and telling y'all, look at this photo right here. These are not 2 different girls. This is just one girl. So basically that was Zach's job. I want y'all to catch this. That was Zach's job. Zach's job was to take the 2 lookalike girls and make social media believe that they are only seeing one female. And that one female name is Kanika Jenkins. Are y'all with me? Drop me a 1 if y'all with me and y'all feel me. Drop me a 2 if y'all need me to slow down and go back. I'll do that for y'all. That's the purpose of me showing y'all this photo right now. No, I'm not claiming again that this is Kanika. My point of showing y'all is Zach's purpose of social media was to take 2 females that look alike. Okay, might even have the same clothes on pictures. Okay, they could be each other's gang Dopplers. I don't know. But to make social media think that they are seeing one person versus 2, that was his job. That was his job. And when Azaria said she coming to finish his work and Rob wanted to finish his work, that was his job. And that's exactly what Rob is trying to do. He's trying to feed us the name Kanika Jenkins and make us feel like all of these images is of a Kanika Jenkins. And he's telling y'all Kanika Jenkins ain't even a real person. But he's telling y'all some lies mixed with the truth. Please feel what I'm saying. He could have got killed because I think because he spoke out. I said because he spoke out and did them interviews. I don't think they want them interviews to be released. They might have agreed to it in the beginning, Blackberry, but it was so much it was so much error. It was a lot of stuff that if anybody paid attention, they would have called out. Okay, like for one thing that really stood out to me in that interview is the fact that Zach gave a shout out to the T's. Okay, there are some people right now here on YouTube right now. Okay, that's here to be a distraction. I don't know which group they belong to yet. I'm going to find out because, like I said, every dog had a day. But there's some people right now on YouTube that's a distraction and they lying. When Zach said shout out to the T's, he was not shouting no trainees out. The T's are traveling vice lords that he was shouting out. He was saying, he was asking Irene where she from. Irene said, I'm from Weston. I think she said, told him the area. And he said, oh, shout out to the T's. That is the area of the traveling vice lords, also known as the T's. That is who he was shouting out. Now, I believe that he probably messed up with shouting out the T's because them niggas did not want to be seen, heard, or nothing. They was trying to throw Breeze under the bus. They was trying to throw BDs under the bus. They was trying to throw GDs under the bus. But here this nigga come talking about shout out to the T's. Traveling vice lords, not trains. Some people on here deliberately lying to y'all. Deliberately lying to y'all. Okay, so I think that he said a lot of stuff and it was a lot of error. Like for one, calling Kanika Kendra. Those videos, even though they might have agreed to do them, that he probably should have scrapped them. They probably told him to scrap them. Man, don't even put them out. Bro messed up so bad, man. Don't even put them out. Bro messed that up, man. Bro didn't call Kanika Kendra, didn't call old girl by her real name. Man, don't even put that out. But he's such an opportunist and he didn't already promised the world he had the videos. He ended up putting them out anyway. So I believe, because I've seen photos, and I'm pretty sure y'all have too, of Zach around every gang, every set from United States to Mexico to Puerto Rico. Zach would, and it wasn't until this case right here that Zach ended up getting off or set up to be off. Do y'all get what I'm saying? So yeah, it was a lot of error, because now that we know what we know, well, actually, when we started doing our research and we was listening to Zach video, I was just saying to myself, I was like, dang, Zach really, he put these out for real? I actually, I'm not gonna lie, and myself, I was like, oh, he snitched. I was like, he didn't snitch on the traveling vice lords. He didn't snitch, because we were supposed to believe that it was a mixture of gangs. We was not supposed to just be able to narrow them down to one gang like I did and different sets. We wasn't supposed to do that. We were supposed to believe it was a mixture of 4 or 5 different gangs at one party. They've been throwing that out there from the very beginning to kind of get everybody man off of the vice lords, when we know that 80% of them in the room was vice lords. Okay, and so when Zach shouted out the T's, I was like, wow, he didn't shout at them out. Like, it was a few things that he said that I kind of felt like them videos should have never made it out. I was thankful that they did, but looking on the side of, looking from things from their side, I was feeling like, yeah, he shouldn't have put them out. Like, he really threw some people under the bus with that. And he, it was a lot of stuff that a lot of lies that we caught, that made us even want to look even more into the gang, that made us want to accuse the friends even more, when his whole purpose was to get the friends off. How many of y'all, drop me a one, how many of y'all watched Irene's interview with Zach and even felt after watching it, the friends was even more guilty than you felt when you first watched it? Or felt like it was confirmation to you that the friends was guilty? Drop me a one. Zach's whole point of doing that was to clear their name. How many of y'all get off from watching that felt like, oh, Irene is definitely hiding something? See what I'm saying? Those videos was never supposed to come out because it did the opposite of what it was set out to do. Thank you, Lord. Period. So that's why I believe he got offed. Because if you're gonna open your mouth, baby, you better not open your mouth and say nothing that's not supposed to be said. And that's why I think that J Money got off. It wasn't about what J Money know or what he knew. Listen to me, y'all. It had nothing to do with what J Money knew. It was all about what J Money said. In Chicago or anywhere where they really, high on secrecy and, and don't say no snitching. It's about what you say, not about what you know. What did J Money say that got him off is what we need to pay attention to, not what he knew. A lot of y'all on here talking about J Money knew this, J Money knew that. Look at J Money walking through the kitchen. He knew. It ain't about what you know. It's about what you say that will get you killed. J Money said to us, those ain't her friends. He was the first person that told us that. We all thinking that they friends, right? Huh? We all thinking that they friends. J Money said those ain't her friends. And guess what else J Money said that could have got him killed, y'all? Not what he knew, what he said. J Money was having a conversation with a freaking blogger, Scoop Gang. And J Money got caught because that blogger screenshotted the conversation and put it out there for the world to see. J Money told that blogger, no, she had on Adidas. Are y'all feeling me? It was not what J Money knew. It was what he said. So therefore, J Money would have been considered what, y'all? What? A snitch. Because he went and told a blogger, a person that didn't supposed not even know him, don't even know him, went and told a blogger, no, she had on Adidas. And that blogger took a screenshot, made a video, put it on Instagram, showed the world. Are y'all with me? Are y'all with me? So he could have known whatever he wanted to know, but he was not supposed to open his mouth. That's what got him killed, believe me or not. All right. All right. So you guys know that on social media, on Facebook, I took this from Facebook, there was some profiles being made in the name of Kenneka Jenkins. You know, well after she died, we see Kenneka Jenkins Facebook pages. You know, these are fresh new Kenneka Jenkins Facebook pages, not Kenneka Martin. Pay attention, y'all, because Kenneka Martin, when she was alive, Teresa Martin's daughter, her Facebook pages said Kenneka Martin or Kenneka Martin with the two N's, correct? Or she might have had, you know, Nene, something Nene, but she never had a profile that said Kenneka Jenkins because that was not her name. But we see that one was created on Facebook. Are y'all with me? One was created on Facebook. Now, if you look, it said, you know, the girl, whoever, you know, created this page, she said, I had a good time with friends today. So good night, y'all. I mean, she just talking as if this is her. I mean, just talking as if this is her. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying this person have literally created a profile called Kenneka Jenkins. Look at the picture. Look at the picture. Look at that picture and ask yourself, is that Kenneka Martin? Here we go again, you guys, with the look-alike with no dimples. Pay attention and peep, screenshot it, blow it up if you got to. Here we go again with that look-alike with no dimples. Pay attention, y'all. Is this Kenneka Martin y'all looking at? Hell no. Here we go again. That look-alike, smiling, no dimples. Or I actually want to say this look-alike have a dimple, but I'm going to show you guys how she make her smile to make a little dimple appear, but it's not the Kenneka dimple. And I have some collages to show y'all towards the end. Y'all will see what I'm talking about. So look at this picture right here. Are we looking at Kenneka Martin? Or are we looking at the other person? Okay, like somebody mentioned, this girl look a little short and thicker. Maybe like the one that walked the halls. I don't know. To do the reenactment. I don't know. She a little short and thicker. Kenneka crack smile. And you know what? I'm also show you chocolate. Kenneka dimple. And it just come when she smile. And I'm going to show you how the other person have to literally smile a certain way to be able to get a little dimple for y'all. I'm going to show y'all that. We about to get down to it, y'all. We about to get down to it. We about to get down to it. They busted. I just told my yesterday, we getting closer and closer to our dreams of getting justice for Kenneka Martin. We getting closer and closer, y'all. Closer and closer. Because he says so. And it's all about his timing. Okay. Here we go with another profile we found on Facebook. It was a lot of them that created. I only took a couple of them to actually do for my presentation, but it was a lot of them that we found. And people was wondering, like, how this person could be so cruel. How can somebody be so cruel and copy and paste a girl's picture and make a whole Facebook page just to get clout. Who could do that? Look at her post, y'all. Time out. Why some B trying to get clout off my name? I'm the real Kanika. What's this about? Is it because they wanted the world to believe that Kanika Jenkins is the real Kanika versus Kanika Martin? Come on, y'all. Right in our face. Right in our face. You already had people on social media with huge followings already switching her name from Martin to Jenkins. Now we got pages that was created under the name of Kanika Jenkins that's saying this be Kanika Martin trying to get caught off my name. I'm the real Kanika Jenkins. Then you have somebody like Young Bando trying to confuse us and say Kanika Martin was not the real Kanika. The girls ain't even know her. Kanika Jenkins is the real. Come on, y'all. Do you see what they was doing to us? Drop me a one if y'all see what they was doing to us. It's your girl Kanika. A B ain't in the freezer. Have y'all ever heard of a story like this before? Have y'all ever heard? Did Nikita, did she come back from the dead with another profile? Have y'all ever heard of a story like this before in y'all life? Have y'all ever heard of a story like this before in y'all life where somebody made up another page of the deceased person and said, haha, I ain't in the freezer no more, y'all? Is it because Kanika Martin was not actually found in the freezer? Because they're making a joke out of it. They're making a joke out of it. Is it because the person that was found in the freezer actually did make it out alive? Is she telling us? Is she telling us? Is she telling us? Is whoever controlling this page telling us? And throwing us off at the same time. Hello? Discernment. This will discernment kick in at y'all. Those who got discernment, y'all should be able to see what's going on. You got discernment, you see what's going on. It could be somebody just behind this page trying to get the world to believe that the real Kanika name was Kanika Jenkins, not Kanika Martin. And at the same time, telling on themselves because the girl Kanika ain't in the freezer no more. I'm out. I'm alive. Let's get it. We found another page. They used Kanika Jenkins and they used the death photo, the freezer photo, not the death photo, but the freezer photo. Okay, so they made up a few pages using the name Kanika Jenkins. Now, was this right here supposed to be the person, Kanika Jenkins, aka Kendra, aka whoever the hell? I'm just saying, because these girls look alike, y'all. So please don't get mad at me. They look alike. Okay, I just wanted to show y'all that they made a few pages trying to convince the world that Kanika Jenkins, that Kanika Martin is Kanika Jenkins. They was trying to confuse the whole world. And we didn't know, so we ran with it, right? We ran with it. We didn't know. We just thought, okay, well, maybe we were saying her last name wrong. No, how would she go from Kanika Martin to Kanika Jenkins overnight? How did that happen? I showed y'all. All it took was somebody with a big platform to do the old switcheroo right in front of your face and hashtag it. That's all it took. Exactly, Liddy's Secret. Exactly. Another thing I wanted to bring to your attention, that they was actually playing with the profiles. I remember we was looking up the high school profiles and things like that. And I remember one of my people that was working with me on this, they were saying to me like, man, Kanika, they didn't even know Jenkins, Martin, whatever. They said, man, Kanika got a lot of different profiles. A lot. And I'm giving y'all an example right here. This is something that a person on the outside did. Okay, you see a profile right here, Kanika with the Jenkins in the middle, and then you see the Martin. Then you see another profile where it say Kanika with the Martin in the middle and Jenkins. Come on now, y'all. They playing games with us. Drop me a one if y'all feel like they was playing games with us. This supposed to be a real girl that went to Collins High School. Why she just don't have one profile that say Kanika Martin? Because these people have literally created this distraction for the whole world to be thrown off and then try to laugh at us and call us some supposed to be FBIs and y'all stupid and y'all supposed to watch CSI, y'all stupid. Look what y'all was doing to us. Look what y'all was doing to us. That's why we was a little slow. Look what y'all was doing to us. And y'all was already steps ahead of us because y'all playing this stuff. Y'all playing this stuff. That's not no regular type of stuff, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not regular. Y'all look y'all names up or whatever. That's not normal. Okay. These people was actually creating these profiles. All right, to throw the world off and make the world think that Kanika Martin and Kanika Jenkins, which is the fictitious name that they gave somebody, quote unquote, somebody, they was trying to make you think this is one person versus two different people. Okay, so they created this stuff to distract everybody. They created a illusion, and everybody, we didn't know, so we bought it. We started calling her Kanika Martin Jenkins. We bought it. All right. And remember I told you guys we found the name Kanika Jenkins on public record as a living person. And I was telling you guys, I said, well, she passed away. It's gonna take some time for her name to pop up, you know, as in the death records, as far as the public records. But we see the name Kanika Jenkins, and it have her as a living person. So this actually tells me that this was something that somebody did as well. Okay, they used the name Kanika Jenkins, and they took Kanika's Martin identification. They took her date of birth. They took, you know, the city and state she was from, her age, and they created a Kanika Jenkins profile. Are y'all following me? They took Kanika Martin information and they created a Kanika Jenkins profile. And this is probably why y'all couldn't find this in the beginning, because this is probably something they did later on down the line when they found out people was on the whole two Kanikas thing. Okay. So yeah, Kanika Jenkins, aka whoever she is, possibly Kendra Coleman, is still alive. Kanika Martin isn't. And I think that that's what Bando was saying yesterday when I did that breakdown to him without really saying it. Like I said, he had a lot of truth and lies mixed together. He was trying to confuse us. Okay, but he basically said clear as day that Kanika Jenkins is prostituting. She prostituting. But she stole Kanika Martin's identification, which means she stole her date of birth. She stole where she's from. You get what I'm saying? And they gave her Kanika Martin's identification, but they just changed the last name to Jenkins. If y'all get what I'm saying. All this stuff was right in front of our face, but they tried to mix stuff up and play us like we were slow by intimidating us by saying, oh, y'all don't know nothing. Y'all don't know nothing. Y'all need to stop. Just wait till the real truth come out. Y'all need to stop. They wanted y'all to stop. They wanted y'all to stop because we was getting too close to the truth, even back then. All right. Exactly, Liz G. Exactly. All right. So right here, y'all see we have a post, and this stood out to me. This stood out to me, the fact that Teresa Martin, I said, Teresa, I feel like Teresa Martin know that Kanika Martin was not found in the freezer, because look at her post right here. Say, Crown Plaza, why did y'all destroy that camera directly above the freezer Kanika body was allegedly found in? If mom believed that Kanika was locked inside that freezer, or her body was found inside that freezer, why would she say allegedly? She pretty much told the world right there that she didn't even believe that Kanika's body was found in the freezer. Or it's a possibility that her body wasn't found in the freezer by her saying allegedly. 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 Because that was not her daughter in that freezer photo that we said that was not her daughter. If she wasn't, ain't no way in hell a mom that actually seen them pictures and know their child, and they could see the pictures just like we see in the pictures, and you know your child, ain't no way you gonna put a post and say allegedly. Ain't no way in hell you gonna do that. You gonna say where was that footage, that camera directly above the freezer that my daughter's body was found in? Ain't no way you gonna say allegedly. If you look at the same photos we did and know that that was your daughter. Because Teresa basically was, giving us she basically told us that she doubting whether or not that was Kanika's body, or that Kanika was found in the freezer. She have doubt. So why should we say 100% that's her daughter in the freezer? Or that why should we say it, that we feel like that 100% when the mama said allegedly? Do I have enough wrenches and stuff in here? Because I'm not really paying attention to the chat room. And I just want to make sure people not in here being disrespectful or whatever the case may be. Y'all know how I am when I'm at work. Been giving out hints, Tara. And Tara, I think a lot of the hints that she was giving out was probably for the people that actually knew the real and what was going on. So it was like it was wordplay. Tara, it was wordplay. You know what I'm saying? So she was saying stuff for the people that actually knew that was going on, what was going on for real, but to where it really wouldn't raise eyebrows to those that didn't know what was going on and that's supporting her. You see what I'm saying? So you have to really pay attention to words. I pay a lot of attention to people's words, actions, but words too. Because from the issues of your heart, that's where words flow out your mouth. You see, I pay attention to words too. I pay attention to words so you can speak life from words, death from words. You see what I'm saying? So I pay attention to words. Okay, and we have another picture here where we have a rest in peace Kanika picture. And what do y'all see behind that rest in peace Kanika? What do y'all see right behind that rest in peace Kanika? Question marks. Why the question marks? Why the question marks? Because they didn't know if that was Kanika Martin or Kanika Jenkins. Why the question marks behind rest in peace Kanika? Why the question marks behind? We have to ask ourselves that. Little stuff like that matter. Think about it, y'all. If it was a regular case, why not just a rest in peace Kanika? If it's just one female, why not a rest in peace Kanika Martin? Why rest in peace Kanika with question marks? Is it because this person that posted this picture did not know which person, if it was the Kanika Martin or the Kanika Jenkins? So they put rest in peace Kanika with the question marks. Why the question marks? Why? Because when you look at it in her face, I'm looking at her face and I don't even know if this is Kanika Martin or the lookalike just by looking at it. So I'm confused my dang self. Yeah, why the question marks? Things that make you say, right? This is just something that make you say, Why the question mark? Somebody did a video on this and it was basically saying that this was a fake Kanika. See, everybody wasn't asleep. Everybody wasn't asleep, but everybody just didn't know how to connect the dots and how to make out what we was seeing or what we was feeling. Okay, because we needed spiritual discernment to kind of make sense of this stuff for us. We needed the Holy Spirit to make sense of this stuff for us because the enemy was all over it. He was all over it. He was all in them kids. He was all, the enemy run that hotel. That's probably the devil's hangout spot. That's probably the devil's house, that hotel. So the enemy was all over this. We just need the Holy Spirit to actually help us make it make sense. Okay? But to put the question marks behind rest in peace, Kanika. Fake KJ right in front of us. Okay, something else I wanted to show y'all too. As we all know, or as we all should know, that Kenny was taller than Kanika. Okay, even though Kanika is the big sister, Kenny is taller than Kanika. Okay, from what we seen when we seen them standing side by side, he looked taller than Kanika, right? He looked a lot taller than Kanika. Okay, so as far as the photos that we've been seeing of both of them together, we can say, oh, okay, Kenny is taller than Kanika. He looked like he can be the big brother, but he's actually the little big brother, I guess you can call him. He my little brother, but he my big brother too. Because he looked older than me. He looked taller than me. He looked bigger than me. He my little big brother. All right. So the photos that we seen of them two together, Kenny is taller than Kanika. Until we see this picture over here to the right. When we see this picture over here to the right, the one with the red couch, Kanika is a little taller than Kenny. Now, I know some of y'all might say, well, this could be old. This ain't that old. This is not that old. I'm going to prove to y'all this is not that old. So Kenny should not have just shot up past Kanika like that. Kenny should not have just shot up past Kanika like that. So are we actually looking at a lookalike, possibly Kendra Coleman, inside Teresa's Martin house? Because I'm telling y'all, there's no way that this boy should just shot up past her like that. When all throughout their growing up, he was taller than her. Now all of a sudden, we looking at a photo to the right, and she looked taller than him. What the hell is going on? Right? Because people started saying, oh, it's different Kennys. Everybody started feeling like it was so many different Kennys. Because I think they was measuring the height, measuring the weight, all this other stuff. But I'm going to tell y'all, it wasn't it was different Kennys. It was that it was two different Kanikas standing by Kenny. Or you would see a Kanika with her cousin, and you would assume that that was Kenny. You see what I'm saying? So it was a lot of distraction put out there and a lot of confusion put out there. But I'm willing to bet that Kendra Coleman, this other Kanika Jenkins, this other character, this other person, actually not only knew Teresa, but was in her house before. Now, I'm going to tell y'all why I think this person right here with the pink jacket and gray pants on is not Kanika. I'm about to show y'all some more photos and y'all will see why I feel like this person is not Kanika. So that stands out to me. If there's any possibility this person is not Kanika, she in Teresa Martin house. But we know Teresa Martin was dating James Coleman in the past. So it wouldn't be so far-fetched to believe that, Kendra Coleman would be in Teresa Martin house. It wouldn't be, small neighborhood, small world, small neighborhood. It wouldn't be too far-fetched to believe that. That's not KJ. No, it's not. Here she go right here again. Here we go again. Remember, I showed you guys the picture of Tierra. And I told you guys that Tierra is cool with the Vice Lords. She either got a baby by the Vice Lords or she dated Peasy, one of the Vice Lords, but she cool with the Vice Lords. Here we go. We see her again with the girl, the same girl with the gray pants on and the pink jacket. And we supposed to believe that this is Kanika too. And I know y'all about to say, what about the screenshot conversation? I got that too. I'm gonna break that down too. But look at the person. There we go again, a smile with no dimples or with a piece of dimple. Here we go again. That same person. This right here that we looking at, y'all, is Kendra Coleman, who they have named Kanika Jenkins. She got on the exact same outfit that we just seen in Teresa's house. Right? I'm gonna show y'all some more. Look at her feet. Her feet long as I don't know what. Besides the point, but do anybody know what size shoes Kanika wore? Because this person right here, this lookalike, got some big feet. She got some big feet. Okay, so I believe that this person, Kendra Coleman, aka Kanika Jenkins, aka the other, because I'm still doing my research, y'all. But I believe that this person is connected to a lot of Kanika friends. Okay, and that's why it was so easy to deceive you guys, or all of us. That's why it was so easy to deceive us, y'all, because they have pictures of both girls. They were probably friends with both girls, or not all of them, but maybe some of them. Tierra is one, for an example, was probably friends with both girls. Monifa, for example, was friends with both girls. You get what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if Shamaya was actually cool with Kanika and the other girl. I have not seen that yet. I think Shamaya was just cool with Kanika. I cannot say that Irene was cool with both girls. I have not seen that yet. But it's some girls that was actually cool with both girls. And I know y'all want to say, now here go another picture right here. Look close up. Take a look at that. Y'all can look at this picture right here, and y'all should be able to determine that is not Kanika in this picture right here. This picture have always stood out to me. I just never pulled it up to speak on it. And maybe it was just wasn't the time for me to. It was supposed to go in this presentation right here. Okay, but I've always looked at this picture. I said, with that big smile, that's a big smile, y'all. Kanika dimples would have been deep. It would have been showing. That is a big smile. Now, I don't want nobody saying to me, oh, no, that is a big smile right there. Y'all know when Kanika smile big, when Kanika smile like that, would have her ass shut, her dimples would have been bright as day. We would have saw her dimples through the laptop, through your phone. Do y'all get what I'm saying? It do look kind of like Victoria, Tara. It do. And I don't, that's why I'm not going to completely rule her out. I'm just going to do my homework some more. Because I can say that Victoria looked like Kanika too. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't know what's going on with it. Like, I really do not know this person right here. You know, and I don't know if this person 100%, I don't know if this person is, you know, Kendra Coleman. You know, Victoria, who? These girls look alike. But yeah, I totally agree, Tara. She do look like Victoria too, a lot. But right now, we're going to stick with the Kanika Jenkins thing for the world, because the world want us to believe that, you know, the other girl named Kanika Jenkins. That's what we're going to call her then. We're going to call her Kanika Jenkins. We're going to say we got two Kanikas. We got Kanika Martin and we got Kanika Jenkins. Because whoever the girl is, they changed her identification to Kanika Jenkins. They made profiles and, you know, public profiles for you to search and find her. They made high school profiles for you to search and find her. They made social media profiles for you to search and find her. They didn't mix her pictures in with her friends' pictures and threw collages together so you can be confused. So for the sake of satisfying them, we're going to call her Kanika Jenkins. So this right here is not Kanika Martin. Who we looking at is the girl they call Kanika Jenkins. Look at that big bright smile, y'all. Y'all know that ain't Kanika. Y'all know it ain't. Can I make Miss Independent a mod, please? Okay, right. Okay, I need some extra mods. It seems like I don't have enough in here in the chat room. So let me take care of that right now. I have some more slats and stuff I need to get to. So let me go ahead and take care of that right now for y'all. Give me a little intermission, y'all. Let me go ahead and do Okay, y'all. All right, I added me some more mods in because I have too many people for me not to be prepared. Okay, so we about to get back to it. Okay, y'all. I don't mind nobody having no opinion or anything like that. We just don't want no disrespectful comments. If you don't agree or don't want to be here, that's fine. Just exit. We not pulling nobody on to be here. Drop me a one if you guys can see the screen and y'all can hear me. I love you too, Bombshell. Okay, we good? All right. Okay. So I know y'all want to say, well, what about that screenshot of that conversation that was on Kanika Martin page? Because I asked myself that too. I said, well, there was Tierra did drop a picture of a conversation that she was having with not Teresa, with Kanika Martin. She dropped it on her page. Why she feel the need to share that conversation? Maybe she just wanted the world to know that Kanika Martin was very sensitive to their needs and very thoughtful and loving. I don't know. But at the same time, it was another agenda behind that, y'all, because they want Tierra and the whole world wants you guys to believe that this right here is Kanika Martin. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys why that screenshot of a message that she showed, that don't hold no weight with me whatsoever. Why? Because she cut off the last part of that conversation. That's why. So if you look at this next slide, you'll see a conversation between Kanika Martin, okay, and the girl Tierra, who we just seen. Okay, you see the conversation between both of them. But then when you go down to the picture that she shared with Kanika Martin, it's cut off. The conversation is cut off. So for those that want to say, that is Kanika because, this is on Tierra page and she showed it to Kanika. She might have showed it to Kanika, yeah, but we don't see the rest of that conversation. So we don't see Kanika saying, bro, y'all stupid out there, bro. We don't see the rest of the conversation. We don't know what it say. So we don't know if Kanika was like, bro, tell her I said what's up. Where y'all at? We don't know. We do not know. Now we do know that Kanika knew that she had a twin. We saw that right in the very beginning. So it wouldn't shock her to see a picture of Tierra with her quote unquote twin. Are y'all feeling me? It wouldn't shock her to see a picture of Tierra and her quote unquote twin because she knew she had a twin. She knew she had a look-alike. She tweeted that back in 2013. Right? But we don't see the rest of the conversation. So we don't know if Kanika came back like, bro, where y'all at? Come suit me up to where we would have known for sure that's not her. Do y'all get what I'm saying? So for those that want to come and debunk me with this message right here, I done already stopped that, baby. I done already stopped it. Because I don't even know what she said after she seen this picture. What did she say after that? Or if she went along, we don't even know if Kanika went along with it because this is her. They both in gangs. And this is somebody that poses as her, as the gang double, or whatever you call it. Somebody that poses as her. So we don't know. We just don't know what the conversation was after she showed her that picture. And why would she feel the need to do that? Because the conversation had nothing to do with that picture right there. And if you look, it was like a whole, 2-3 weeks later? I don't know. But we just don't know what the conversation was after she messaged her that picture because it was cut off after that. So I don't want nobody to come back at me like, wait a minute, Tierra got a conversation with Kanika Martin, and she showed her that picture. Yeah, but what did Kanika say? What did she respond? You don't know. I don't know. So that don't mean nothing if you ask me. because Kanika very well, she knew that she had a lookalike. So this wouldn't have been no shock, no surprise, or nothing to her, because she knew in 2012 she had a lookalike. This was 2015 when she sent her this picture right here. So I'm assuming this picture was taken in 2015. Hey Sherry, I see you, boo. Okay. So this is something that was on Kanika Martin page. And it was the collage. Okay. And I just felt the need to bring this up because honestly, you guys, I don't know if every single photo I'm looking at is of Kanika Martin. Or I don't know if these girls intentionally tried to fool people. In like intentionally, maybe as a game, maybe as because it's something that they do in their gang. If y'all notice with the gangs, a lot of the girls who are really, really close, they dress alike and they get their hair done alike. They do so much stuff to where they almost start looking like twins. So they really look alike. And I might do this as another video, okay, another video, but I can show y'all some girls from the sets who not twins, who not even sisters, not even related, but they look so much alike. Think about this. I don't have a photo to show y'all, but just think about this. Y'all seen this photo. Remember the photo with Monifa and two girls? Monifa was in the middle and it was a girl to her right and a girl to her left and they were standing by the fence. Look again at that photo and look at the girl to the right and the girl to the left. You would think that they was twins and they're not even siblings. So if somebody was to do a collage with their pictures mixed in together, by us not knowing these people personally, we would think they was just one person. If you guys, y'all know a picture I'm talking about, a picture with Monifa and all three girls got on black and Monifa is in the middle and you got a girl to your right and a girl to your left. Look back at that photo again. Those girls, the hair is different. Hairstyle is different, but look at their face. They look a lot alike. A lot alike. To where if I guarantee if they was to mix their pictures up, and that's the whole point of it too. So when you're in a gang, it's certain things, it's certain ways you move that the public probably won't understand or don't get or don't catch. So I just brought this photo of this collage up that was in Kanika's photo album to just to show you guys. I don't even know if I'm just looking at one Kanika. Or if the person right here in the top photo with the blue jean looking pants, purplish blue jean looking pants, the glasses on, is that Kanika Martin? Or the girl they call Kanika Jenkins? I can't say 100%. Do you get what I'm saying, y'all? Because that's how identical I believe these girls look. So I believe it was even deeper than Victoria. But Victoria do look a lot like them too. So I really don't know. I'm just right now I'm putting a pause on her, and when and I'm able to 100% identify them, I'll be able to say, y'all, this is what it is right here. But what I'm telling y'all right now, these girls do look a lot alike. Okay. And they could have used them for different parts, different roles. They could have used one for the Snapchat bathroom thing. They could have used one for the another role or whatever. But one of them girls got attacked that night, and both Kendra and Victoria would have been considered breeds from Anna. So if either one of them got attacked that night along with Kanika, I see why, because they all are breed girls. You see what I'm saying? So none of them girls that we mentioned are in the gang with these other girls. All three of these girls are breed girls and ops to the vice lords, if y'all get what I'm saying. So I just wanted to bring this collage up to let y'all know that we are looking at a mixture. Now, this could have been, something that Kanika could have threw together because she knew she had a twin. She had somebody that looked like her, and it could have just been a fool of the world. If you look through her photo album, there's some pictures of her that don't look like her at all. And if you look at the comments, people was kind of laughing and she inboxed me or whatever. You see what I'm saying? And I also found a picture I was going to put in this presentation, but the comments have been completely removed. You see on Facebook, it's like 6 comments, but when you click on the comments, they've been removed. So you have no idea what they're talking about. Okay, so a lot of this stuff was put in here and mixed up. Maybe not from Kanika point, to try to confuse, everybody far as the case, but with her probably trying to confuse the world and just, because she had a lookalike, somebody that looked exactly like her almost. Okay, and they had a lot of mutual friends. And this is the reason why, too, it was set out there that Kanika had multiple lookalikes. This is the first time you ever heard this with anybody case. You know, people was going around saying she was cloned and stuff like that. I don't think an average girl from the hood was cloned, you know, just because they just snatched her up and decided to clone her. Like, I don't believe that. You know, but what I do believe that I don't say I don't believe in clones. I just believe a lot of stuff that we talking about is more higher up type of things, and it would be involving more higher up people with money, you know. And because this person is, you know, if I clone this person, I can keep the original person from opening their mouth, speaking, keep them in a trance, and clone the other one. You know, it's more because they're a public figure, different things like that. But I think with this right here, we just really looking at people in Chicago that really resemble, and a lot of these girls are gang affiliated, and so they want to look alike to kind of distract not just the people but the police. But you see what I'm saying? So I think that this is a whole separate thing we looking at right here. Okay, and I just showed y'all. I don't know why I even left this in. I was gonna take this out, but I just showed a little picture of James Coleman got his little rad, because I actually feel like James Coleman really connected himself with Teresa because his niece was involved. And, you know, and I believe that it was a payout. He was going to get something. You know, he was going to get something in return, you know, to keep his mouth shut, to allow them to use photos of Kendra. And I believe that this was his consolation prize right here. Goodbye. Take your prize and run, buddy. You see, once he got his prize, he left. What did he do? He took his gift and he left. He left. He was only around to collect his winnings. That's it. That's all. You use my niece's name, using her pictures, you using yada, yada, yada. You know, and so he came around to collect his money, collect his prize from Teresa, and he left. He bounced. And that's why I'm going to show y'all. This is one family. This is different families involved, but they all connected. These people are connected, and they all connected in secret. They upholding a secret against the world. They all connected in this secrecy. Okay, this dude right here, he took his money, his winnings, his prize, and he left because he was only around to make sure he got got what belongs to him. Because y'all using my niece's face. Y'all covering up what happened to my niece. Y'all using my niece's information. You see what I'm saying? Y'all using my niece or whatever. And that's why he got what he had to get. And they probably said, we ain't gonna use her name. We're gonna call her Kanika Jenkins. But secretly, we know who this person really is. And I believe he just got his ride and got whatever it was he was supposed to get out the deal, and he bounced. He bounced. Okay, I just wanted to show y'all this real quick. This really is, you know, a sad point, but I really wanted to show y'all this too before I just started to throw it in here. But you know, Kanika's sister Kanisha, she had wrote a post, and this kind of stood out to me too. She said, when I die, please make sure all my siblings, mama, and all are named in my obituary, even if we're not on good terms. You know, I definitely get that. And I'm thinking she probably wrote it because her name was probably not on the obituary. I don't remember. I did see Kanika's obituary, but I don't remember if her name was written in there. But I'm thinking she probably wrote this because her name wasn't in the obituary. This is not what stood out to me, but this is right here. The comments that was under that post. All right, Mike Jones, I want to say is the uncle. Yeah. Mike Jones is the uncle to Kanika Martin on her daddy's side. Okay, so I don't know if Mike Jones is Kenneth's brother, but Mike Jones is, and I'm thinking it is his brother because this is also Kanisha uncle and Kanika uncle. So I'm thinking that Mike Jones is probably Kenneth's brother, but this is their uncle right here, okay? But this is what he said. Peep out his comments, y'all. He said, when I die, don't put none of these Jenkins at 1240 on my obituary. Y'all peep that, because the Jenkins on 1240, remember I told you guys, on Christiana, the next block are Jenkins. They run that block and they call Jenkins City. Mike Jones let that be known. If I die, make sure you don't put none of our family. Remember, I told you guys that Kanika was related to them, Jenkins City. That family, I told y'all she was related to them. This is proof right here because her uncle said, when I die, don't associate me with them niggas on 1240. And guess what? The ones on 1240 is Jenkins City, who hangs with Cocky them, who hangs with the people that was at the party. Hold on for a second, y'all. Okay, my fault, y'all. All right. So Mike Jones is basically like, I don't want to be connected. Do not put the Jenkins City dudes, even though we family, okay? Because they family. He's family with the Vice Lord Jenkins City people, okay? He's family with them. But don't put them on my obituary. And the reason is because a lot of the people that they hung out with, he talk about birding them. You know, and what is the one? Doughboy Mays. No, they hang it. They Jenkins City. Don't put them people on my obituary. And I had to think like, why? If they are family, why not? And I thought about it. I said, well, they are connected to people that have something to do with his niece's death. They connected with Cocky. They connected with Hollywood. They connected to Smacks. Are y'all feeling me? So I just wanted to show y'all that the uncle said, don't put them Jenkins City niggas on my obituary. Even though we family, don't put them on my obituary. These are the guys that was connected to Kanika's death. Or if not connected to Kanika's death, they was definitely there to reenact it, to throw the cameras off, or whatever. So he like, don't put them on my obituary. I just want to show y'all that. If y'all follow me. Like I said, it was, besides the whole point, but I wanted to add that in too to let y'all see that it's definitely a family of Jenkins. I mean, not a family, but a clique, I guess you could say, a crew of Jenkins that live on Christiana a couple blocks down, but they are vice lords called Jenkins City's crew, and he don't want no association with them. Okay, and a lot of them we saw was at that party that night. I just named y'all Smacks. What is the other guy named Wayne? Jenkins. I'm naming y'all the Jenkins City crew. Smacks, Wayne, Hollywood. These are Cocky. These are our Jenkins City crew. He don't want to be associated with none of them. Doughboy Mays, his cousin, don't put him on my obituary. I don't mess with him. So that stood out to me. And as we see, these people did not say anything about Kanika. They not even upholding Kanika name. Her own cousin, Doughboy Mays. He don't talk about her. I think the only one that she really got along with was Birdie. Other than that, we don't see her in those photos with Jenkins City crew, with her so-called cousins over there. We didn't see her in the photo with Doughboy Mays or any of the other ones that hang out over there on that side. I haven't. So that kind of stood out to me. I just wanted to bring that up and show y'all. So evidently he feel like the niggas is crooked, and I don't want no alignment with them. All right, so this right here is where I'm gonna kick it with y'all at, and where I'm gonna hear from y'all. Okay, this is the collage that I put together. I put together a collage of the person that I think who they call Kanika Jenkins. I don't believe that this person is Kanika Martin. These people right here in this collage. But I do want to talk to y'all because, like I said, I had to do some, I had to really look at this thing real hard. I believe with spiritual discernment and actually determine, am I looking at Kanika Martin? Now, I told you guys, this picture up here with Tierra, we know that Tierra actually is cool with Kanika Martin, and we know that Tierra is cool with the lookalike, the one right over here where it say Justice for Kanika in the right-hand top corner. I told you guys, this chick smile a certain way so you can see a dimple, but it's not the Kanika dimples. The picture underneath her, it don't really look like Kanika to me. It's just like she's smiling a certain way where you can kind of see some dimples, but it don't like Kanika. The girl right here on the other side of that right there on the left hand, your bottom, with the white shirt and black shorts, the smile. You can see a little crack, like she smiled a certain way. We can see it, but it don't look like Kanika to me. So I want to know y'all opinion, what y'all think. Because I have a lot of people that behind the scenes send me pictures and say, "Is this the real Kanika? Is this the real? Which one are we calling the real Kanika? Kanika Martin?" Because they have literally created a whole profile, a whole person called Kanika Jenkins that didn't even exist. Okay, now what was her real name? Was her real name Victoria Bankhead? Was her real name Kendra Coleman? I don't know, but now they call her Kanika Jenkins to throw people off. I'm gonna show y'all this collage, and I'm gonna show y'all another one that I made of who I believe is the Kanika Martin. Okay, so I put together this collage right here so y'all can kind of see this, and the kind of, like I said, she do kind of got a dimple, but it's not a deep Kanika dimple. I've always felt like the girl at the top right hand corner, the one with Tierra, I always felt like she didn't look like Kanika. Was that just me? I always felt like she didn't. The one in the white shirt with the black shorts, this is the one Zach just called Kanika. He didn't put a name to it. He just called her Kanika. The one with the red dress on, I got from the Kanika Jenkins page. I didn't see it in the Kanika Martin page. I got that one from the Kanika Jenkins page. Not saying that Kanika did not have this picture. I just didn't come across and cross it. But I got that from the Kanika Jenkins page. This one down here at the bottom with the white shirt, red pants on, it looked like the same red pants and belt that she had on. In that other photo, we said, no, it wasn't pants. Her pants was gray in that one. Looked like the same belt. Remember the black belt with the H on there? So I'm wondering, is that Kanika Martin? So I want to hear what y'all got to say. She do look strange, Samir. She do look strange. The one at the bottom was the one in the bathroom with Monifa. Which one? Damn Diva. Bottom what? White shirt, black pants? Or white shirt, red pants? Bottom left is Kanika. White shirt, black pants. Okay, I got you, Bombshell. I think the one in the red is the real Kanika. The red dress, Kanisha? Because we got somebody with red pants on too. The eyebrows are thinner though. Yes, eyebrows is very thin, but you can get your eyebrows arched. So I'm trying not to really, and I know that Kanika Martin have thick eyebrows. If y'all notice, Kanika Martin have thick eyebrows. Like even if they arched, I still saw like a little thickness at the start of her eyebrows, to where you begin to see the arch, but at the start of them, it's kind of thick. But I don't know what y'all got to say. Okay, you said, yeah, the red dress, you believe that's Kanika. Yeah, I was really unsure about that one in the red dress. That do look like Kanika. I can agree with you on that. 3 people died that night, but we don't know who. I think it was 3-2, J Money. I didn't even say that, J Money, because I'm still looking. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I really believe, and I'm not gonna say died. I really believe that maybe 2 girls died and 1 made it out alive. But that's something that we have to discover on our journey. I don't want to like kind of skip there. That's why I didn't say that to y'all. And I just keep throwing out certain names to y'all like Kendra Coleman and Victoria. And evidently I'm throwing them names out because I kind of feel like both of them was there and involved. You see what I'm saying, J Money? But I haven't really been able to even to give myself a visual of it so I can be able to prove to y'all it was actually 2 more girls. You know what I'm saying? But I want to tell y'all that the name Kanika Jenkins is the name that they gave one of these girls. Okay, they gave her that name and pretty much threw some pictures of her in there to cause a distraction. Let me hear what the rest of y'all got to say. 2 left look like Kanika. Okay. And the 2 on the right look like somebody else. Yes, but red dress. Okay, Bombshell. I think the one with the red dress is Kanika. Okay, I think red dress is her. Okay, I think Kanika Martin is the one with the dimples. All right, I'm gonna show y'all a collage that I made of who I think is Kanika Martin. Okay. Remember the phone call? Teresa stated the cop asked, "What is the name?" And Teresa said at first Martin, then she caught herself and said Jenkins. I did not notice that, Journey Love. I think this was planned out. I think this was so planned out. And I'm not trying to bash the mom or nothing like that, but I'm telling y'all she in on it too, because I'm telling y'all she know that Kanika Jenkins is not her daughter name. Her daughter name was Kanika Martin. I think she in on it too, y'all. I really do. But I have to do more to like Chaos said, we got to do some fine tuning. We got some stuff here, y'all, but we got to do some fine tuning. They literally mix stuff up so we could never figure this stuff out. And we getting it. Maybe they wanted to get rid of all of them, Malika. That's just so true. That is so true, Tamira. I just think that one of them actually made it out alive. But yeah, I think so too. Because what if two of them was used to play Kanika? And they, like I said, they don't trust the breed girls. They not friends with the breed. The breeds is they ops. So yeah, I can definitely see them, backstabbing them and getting rid of them after using them. The jacket, Malika. Oh, okay, okay. Red dress, Kanika. Okay. All right. So let's look at the other collage I made. Not this one. All right. So I made another collage of all the ones that I feel like is Kanika Martin. Now, I'm not even going to ask y'all. I know this is the no-brainer right here. If y'all all believe that all four of these is Kanika Martin, just drop me a one. And we can all agree that all four of these people right here is Kanika Martin. We definitely shifting through the lies. We definitely shifting through the lies, Melissa. You a lie, K. You a lie and the truth ain't in you. Definitely a Kanika Martin. It was never a Kanika Jenkins. But if you look at all her, if you like I say, look at her Twitter, look at her stuff. She actually say her name is Kanika. Her name is, she always used the name Kanika Martin. She never used the name Kanika Jenkins. So it's definitely a Kanika Martin. And you are here just as a distraction, or you don't know. And if you don't know, then you don't know. You should probably restart this video and take a time out until you do. Top left is suspect. Yeah, a top left always been kind of suspect to me too. But let me tell you one thing that stood out to me about the top left. Straight Drop actually told y'all this too, because we had a conversation and we both agreed that Kanika Martin, she had her right by her lip, she had it pierced. I think it was pierced by her lip. But anyway, she had like this black mole. Okay, Kanika Martin have a black mole right by her lip. Now, I wish I could blow all four of these pictures up so y'all can see that black mole. But in all four of these pictures, that black mole is right by her lip. In the pictures that I showed y'all before, there is no black mole. And I know some people want to say, well, you don't know if that was before she got that pierced and after. Well, she looked just as grown in them other pictures than she do in this one. So why wouldn't it? Why the black mole just all of a sudden gone? Okay, but if y'all notice Kanika picture, she have a black mole right by her lip. So that video that we see on her profile, the black mole is there. The one we see her laying here with the blue shirt on, the black mole is there. The one right here in the black mole is there. The one in the blue jean, the black mole is there. So what I did was I looked for the black mole and I made a collage. And the ones I didn't see the black mole, I didn't add them into the collage. So we have to pay attention to that black mole when we look. So I know if y'all want to say, well, how do we look at it? That black mole would tell it too. Now I'm not talking about as far as the kids' pictures and stuff like that, but maybe her most current pictures going back to maybe like, let's say 2015, you can probably notice the black mole. Okay. And it definitely stood out. Blessings to you, Drama Tuber. I like your name. Yes, she do has a mole, but you can barely see it left side. Yeah, on the picture right here. Yeah, you have to actually blow it up. I actually screenshotted these pictures and blew them up, and I saw the black mole. That's how I know that they was there. Yeah, but y'all have to actually take the pictures and screenshot them, blow them up. Y'all will be able to see them. Okay, so I believe Kanika Martin have the black mole, and that is the reason why I believe that these people right here is not Kanika Martin. So I just showed you guys another collage. Okay, and look at the girl with the Adidas at the bottom. The black mole should be like right there underneath her lip. Look at the one right here at the top with the Jordan t-shirt on, the one a lot of y'all think is Kanika, because she got on Jordans. See, what y'all know, all y'all knew is the body in the freezer had on Jordans. That's all y'all knew. The body in the freezer is not Kanika. So this person right here with the Jordan t-shirt on, I believe is the body we looking at in the freezer with the Jordans. I'm just saying. Right here, she don't have a mole. Look under her lip. She don't have a mole. If y'all got to, take these pictures and blow them up and see for yourself. Can y'all see my mouse? Oh, yeah, y'all can see my mouse. Okay, so right here, no black mole. Okay. This one right here is too far back for you to actually look and tell. But like I said, take a screenshot, blow it up. You could just look at this face and tell. This actually like the person that was on that butt packs video too, if you ask me. I don't know. But yeah, no mole. Now, the one in the red dress is the one that I was kind of iffy about. I really didn't know for sure because you really can't tell whether or not she got a black mole. But, and then it kind of looked like Kanika too. So I just dropped that picture in there to kind of get y'all opinion with that right there. But these 3 photos right here, no black mold. Okay, so nobody can say that these photos is so old that she wouldn't have that black mold. No, she looked more grown. Listen to me, y'all. This person too that's looked like Kanika is older than Kanika too. This girl, now I'm not saying she years older than Kanika, but she older than Kanika too. These 3 pictures, the one with the red pants on, white shirt, Jordan with the Jordan, the Adidas jog tracksuit. These 3 pictures, this person look older than Kanika Martin. Okay, she looked older than Kanika Martin. Joanna said Adidas jacket, Malika bottom right. Okay. You don't see no mold. The girl in the bottom right picture looks like picture of her laying in bed now. Okay, bottom right. So y'all talking about this one right here, right? This one right here? Okay. Top right, Kanika, I think, but no dimples. See, as far as y'all saying that they look alike, yeah, that's the whole point, y'all. They do look alike. They do look alike. You see what I'm saying? They really they look alike. But the thing is, are they the same person? Are they the same person? I think bottom right teeth are bigger though. I don't remember Kanika teeth at the top just being really perfect, but I don't know, I don't know. Because like I said, man, just looking at this girl's life and staring at this girl's life and the people that she associated with and the people that look like her, by me not knowing any of these people, for me, this was really hard. This was really hard, y'all. Really hard. Red pants is hella thick, hella old and thick. Yes, red pants is definitely thick. And I think all of them is a little bit older than Kanika. None of them look like Kanika to me. I don't think so either, Miss Molly. I don't know about the one in the red dress though. I'm kind of like iffy about the one in the red dress, but the other 3, I don't think it's Kanika. I just think the girl really look a lot like Kanika. But again, I might be a little bit on the fence about the one in Adidas. But the reason why I think the one in Adidas is not Kanika too is because Tierra. But Tierra hang with both of them, so it's kind of hard to really, say that too. I don't know. But she don't have a mole by her lip. And that's one thing that we noticed as YouTubers, we was looking into this thing. We was like, wait a minute, because we was looking at a lot of different pictures of Kanika. And one thing that we all can agree on is that she had a black mole right by her bottom lip. And it was like, basically, I got one on the top of my eye. I had my eyebrow pierced before and I let it close up and I got like a little black mole right there on my eyebrow. You can't really see it because my hair grew back in that spot, or around that spot. So, and I might draw eyeliner pencil on it. So you really can't see my black mole, but I have a little black mole too that closed up from a piercing. So it's basically a closing from a piercing and it's right there underneath her black lip. You can't see it. And it looked like right here in these 3 pictures, she looked older in this whole collage than she do right here in this collage. She look older in the other collage than she do this one right here. So you would definitely be able to see the black mold in that collage, right? Try to look at the ears. That's a good thing. Yeah. And the nose. Yeah. The ears and the nose too kind of tell it all. Because remember we read about the lookalikes and it was talking about the distinct features is in the face of a lookalike. You know, it's in the face. So the eyebrows, the eyes, the nose, you know, how big the lips are, the ears, you know, certain things like that, the dimples, you know. Okay, so look at Kanika teeth right here. That do look like the same teeth. Her teeth is very nice at the top and straight. Right here with the blue. And actually all of them. So yeah, it do kind of look like the girl with the Adidas on. It do. It do kind of favor her. I see what you're saying. Whoever just said that. It do kind of favor her. In that picture right there. Like I said, I think Tierra is actually cool with both girls. She's cool with both of them. And so is Monifa. Because we actually seen videos, we seen pictures of Monifa. We don't know if that video that Monifa took with the Kanika person in the background, we don't know if that was new or if that was old. You know, we just don't, or we don't know how old it is, but I don't think that person in the background was Kanika. It just looked like somebody that looked like Kanika to me. Let me read what y'all saying. Hey, truth be told. Kendra was in her late 20s. How do you know? You have a profile of Kendra? How do you know? I would love to because like I said, looking now, you know that I'm looking at this stuff late, everybody have shut down as far as, you know, that Kendra Coleman page shut down, James Coleman page shut down. So I really couldn't, you know, find anything on them too much. I think Kanisha, I think she know. I think she know. I thought it was maybe a piercing, but yeah, your moles don't move. I think that I don't know if it's a mole. It could be a mole. I thought it was from the piercing too. Um, who said that? Molly. I thought it was from the piercing too, but it could be a mole. It could just be a mole. I think I was just calling it a mole, but yeah, it could be either one, either a mole or from her piercing. You rarely see her ears when she take pictures. I know. Work so you can kind of see them good on this blue one, the picture with the blue. The picture of her on the bed has the same smile. Okay, I read that. Yep, I agree with that. They do have the same smile. And then she looked 19 years old. The other Kanika can go for older. That's what I think, Melanie. That's exactly what I'm trying to get you guys to see, because these pictures right here that I captured was pictures of that was on Kanika Martin page right before she passed away. So I don't think these are no old pictures or nothing like this. You know what I'm saying? These was pictures that she was just using as her profile photos, her profile pictures. Okay, so I don't think these was no real old pictures compared to the other ones. They just look like a big age difference between the Kanika, the one they call Kanika Jenkins and Kanika Martin. Like an age difference to me. The trainee also wore the same Adidas tracksuit. I know, Lanice. If it was Kendra in a freezer, those feet said 29 plus. Silly. You said her feet said 29. Not to get off subject, whatever happened to Lanier Sanders? I don't know who that is. Aries one. My child's ears are just like mine, and my sister, 3 kids, are just like her hubby's. Yeah, my kids' ears is just like my husband' ears too. FYI, Azaria said her uncle James Coleman passed away. I saw that. Truth be told, I saw that Azaria called James Coleman her uncle, but I didn't know if she was talking about that James Coleman. And Azaria let her tell it. She know every celebrity, she know every person, she know every person in the hood. So I just can't always take her serious, you know. But I did see that. I did see it. I'm trying to ask Malika, did she that one? What you mean, Dime Diva? I'm looking out for you. And the shape of the face too. The on the freezer, her face is round, and the side of her face piercing is out of place. Look like someone just put it in there. I didn't think about that. Hmm. Malika, what do you think they did with Kanika's body? Um, okay, well, since you asked me my opinion about it, I believe they burned it. I believe they burned it. Since you asked in my opinion about it, I believe they burned it. I never noticed a mole, to be honest. You never noticed the mole? You got to do some close ups. It's there on all the pictures. It's there. Well, the ones of her. Yeah. Just never heard any more anything else about Lenora. I wonder what happened. About what? About Lenora? I don't know. You've done your research. I've been up all night with not up all night, but I was doing a little bit last night and woke up in the morning and finished some stuff off. Very impressed. Like, thank you, Drippy Drop. Drippy Drip. You had a page called Drippy Drip. Hate to leave anyone out. Hate to y'all. Many seem to have black Adidas clothes on. Yes, I told you in one of them neighborhoods that that Adidas, it actually represent a gang. I don't remember which gang. I'm gonna look that up for y'all, and I'll bring that to the forefront for y'all. But I actually read that back in the day when we was doing some research on the gang and stuff. It's one of them sets. If y'all know it, drop it in the chat room. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's one of them sets that actually they wear the Adidas to represent their gang or something. I think it's the Breeze. I'm not for sure though. Somebody can actually back me up on that. The feet blacker than Oreo cookies. I'm done with you, Lily. Well, I disagree. That track suit jacket was not that one. Which one you talking about? Oh no, it's not the one that she had on. No, not in that picture. They talking about a different photo of a different person that we were saying had Adam's apple bombshell. Where it looked like that person had Adam's apple. I think that's what they're talking about. She has that ring too in a white headband, but to left, no, I don't see it. Okay. Okay. I'm reading y'all comments. Malika, are you going to leave this up? I want to watch from the beginning. Yes, I'm gonna leave it up. I got my little disclaimer up. Show girl in a picture at the beginning with the blonde wig. Which girl in the picture with the blonde wig? Which one? That's all anyone has opinion, truthfully. The girl who tried to commit suicide with the knives around the time of the murders. I don't know what y'all talking about. I swear I don't. I need glasses like real ones, girl. You just gotta screenshot it and kind of blow it up. You'll be able to see it. Bombshell. You'll be able to see her black mold. Even if you watch that video. Go to her Facebook profile. You can go do that right now and come back. I'll be here for a minute. I'll wait on you. Go to her Facebook profile and watch and look at that video with her. This video right here, the top left one, and you will actually see her mole right there in the video. You'll be able to see it. Thank you. Terena, is that it? Terena, thank you. I'm going to email you my number. Okay, truth be told, Malika, I've been with you from day one, so I'm with you. My girl, Bombshell, you do an excellent job. Thank you, Melanie. Do you think Kanika Martin was cremated? Do you mean Kanika? I don't know. As of right now, I don't know. I'm gonna wait to some more people do they research. I'ma still work behind the scenes and kind of see what we come up with all together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't know because I haven't got to that part yet. But so I really don't know. But I don't know. I don't know, Sapphire. I didn't want to say she was cremated. I didn't want to say, but I really don't know. I kind of feel like it, yeah, in my opinion, yeah. But talking to another YouTuber, that do some amazing work behind the scenes, they brought up the idea of her body being burned by the woods, and they got some stuff they working on. I'm so before I speak on that, I'm gonna kind of just let my journey take me there. You know what I'm saying? Because God say you just sow the seed and somebody else to come behind you and water it. So either they gonna sow that seed and God might give me the tools to come behind him and water it, or he might give me the revelation and they might come behind me and water it. But I just haven't got there yet. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely I don't know for sure. It's a possibility though. Blue basically is not her in the freezer. It's not her in the casket. So what's left? Lily, for us to try to figure out what they did with her and exactly what happened to the other girl, and try to get justice for both of them. If there was a third victim, to get justice for that person too, but it's not for me to decide what's next or what's left. You know what I'm saying? Justice is not for me, to bring. That's God, that's all him. Like he have to bring justice to this case and to this world. All I can really do is just be a vessel, so I really don't know. I don't never know what's next. Say the truth. I can plan what's next, but a lot of times it never go according to my plan. So I just try to lean on my own understanding and just kind of go with the flow. Like I didn't know he was gonna wake me up this morning and have me working on this, and like I didn't know. So I didn't know I was gonna actually be looking at two Kanikas. I didn't know I was gonna stumble on a young Bando video to make me want to even go down this route. I didn't know somebody was gonna send me that other video that Rebel did that was gonna make me look at two Kanikas. You see what I'm saying? So I never know like where I'm going with it. It just happened, So I don't know, hon. I really don't. I wouldn't even lie to you. I have no idea what's next, y'all. We have to just go with the flow. I feel you, Lily. They ain't understand feet, tall, age, and swear to them some. I actually think that person in the freezer was a little older than KJ. I think that the people that we looking at is a little older than KJ. Not this thing right here, but the other photos. I just think they blended in, they mixed together. But I think that is definitely an older person that look a lot like KJ. Back to the bushes I go. Been in the bush since the lab ended. My lab ended. Oh, you're so silly. I gotta go watch your live. I know you was on live, buddy. I would have waited till you got off. I'm getting ready to get off soon anyway. Because I want to do some more work. I want to do some more work and see what we can come up with. Why the lady clothes in the freezer too little? Yeah, Lily. Yeah, Lily. Or was she wet? Because sometimes when you get wet, your clothes kind of big little, if you know what I mean. Like they look too small, but I don't know. I don't know, Lily. But that's a good question. That's a dang good question. Why such an elaborate cover up when everyone was thinking it was an employee from the hotel that killed her in the beginning? Because we dealing with different groups. Angelia, we dealing with different groups of people. We dealing with, and then somebody else had wrote some on my chat. I meant to, comment on there when I read it, but I think I was driving. But somebody else told me too, like, don't forget we don't know for sure right now, but don't forget that it's possibly a whole nother group of what is it, Masons involved or Eastern Stars, but that's a whole other group that we didn't even really point out and discuss because I don't really have no proof to pull them into it and to identify them as a group that covered up this crime right here. So that's the reason why I haven't really spoke on that. But it's a possibility that Teresa Martin is a part of that. It's a possibility that that some of these people are a part of those secret societies. So we could be looking at a whole different group, but we're looking at a lot of different groups. Like we was looking at different groups that was involved in the thing. You see what I'm saying? We was looking at different gangs and we was looking at the hotel staff that was involved in it, probably smoking weed with the girls, having sex with the girls. So we're looking at different groups that pretty much messed up. They messed up that night. They messed up. Some went down and they messed up. They messed up big time. And guess what? Them trying to cover that up messed them up even more. They thought them trying to cover that up and doing everything they was doing behind the scenes will cover that up completely and nobody would ever find out. But it didn't. They messed up even covering it up. And I believe the day that they tried to cover everything up, they was raping another girl that day. So God just say some things just have to come to an end sometimes, So they ended up getting exposed in the end. The video where the cop goes into the girl's bedroom and take the knives out of her hands and cuff her. There was a voice saying, "Hello, hello, hello." Wow. I know what video you talking about, but I don't remember that part. Wow. I've learned so much from you, Malika. Thank you. Thank you, Drama Tuber. Glory to God. Glory to God. Okay, this live is and out because maybe because I'm at the grocery store. Oh yeah, if y'all have any issues, let me know. I'm getting ready to get off in a minute anyway. What you gonna do, boo? I said I was mistaken. Don't threaten me. You best ask somebody. Bombshell, be nice. Be nice, because guess what? Y'all can't fight each other online. Y'all can't fight each other. Y'all might as well just be nice. She said, "What you want to do, boo? Y'all a hot mess." I think they may have actually had her more than a day, been holding her, and that's definitely a possibility. Loving lifeless, that's definitely a possibility. All right, we're all working to see which gang where what. That's why BD was mentioned. Chill. Yeah, we all looking. We all looking. We also have some homework to do because remember, y'all, we all new to this stuff. Maybe a lot of y'all not. Maybe some of y'all are from Chicago. Y'all probably know what's up. You know, I probably got people in the bushes from Chicago and just don't want to speak out because it might be too dangerous for them to speak out. But for those that don't really know this stuff and all this stuff is new to them, y'all just, be sensitive with us. Understand we doing this for a good cause. We all want justice for Kanika, but it's so much out there, and sometimes too much information will make you feel dumb, so we have to just sometimes take a pause. We got to go backwards. We got to look at some other stuff. We have to retract some statements. You know what I'm saying? But just we have to love each other through it because we all have one common goal, and that's to get justice for Kanika. So if you don't have that goal to get justice for Kanika, then I ain't messing with you anyway. So other than that, I'm with you. We together in this. Let me stroll down. Much love to you too, Bombshell. Okay, truth be told. When all this started, a YouTuber stated that is not the real picture of her in the freezer. It was more graphic than what we see. I do not remember who she was. I remember somebody stated that to me, Journey, and somebody said that YouTuber had it in a video, but they never sent it to me. I asked them if they can go ahead and send it to me so I can look at it, but they never sent it to me. So I heard this more than once, but I haven't actually seen it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, maybe she was found in the freezer. I don't know why her mom would say allegedly. Maybe she was found in the freezer and they gave us a different image to make it not look like a crime was done. Because I always felt like they wanted to not make it look like a crime was done to Kanika Martin. So maybe that is the cause, So I don't know. I always felt like she was done a little bit more graphic, just according to when we actually see her walking through the hotel and stumbling and stuff like that. And we know that she was attacked. We know that she was raped. It just always made me believe like too much happened to her for her to actually look like the person in the freezer. I know the person in the freezer, like they had a broken nose, a couple scars, but I'm talking about, I thought that the girl was beat bad. And now I'm watching Chaos Scepter's video. They jumped her. They was beating on her and possibly raped her down there in that basement too. So that's why I advise y'all to look at her videos too, because they just so on point. And so that was confirmation for me, like, no, her face, I think, was too bad. I think she was beaten too bad, and I think whatever outcome it was with Kanika, it definitely would have showed the crime. And the hotel didn't want that. They didn't want that reputation of somebody being murdered at their hotel. And especially if they people had something to do with it, Masons are not a secret organization. This organization with secrets. Okay, yeah, you're right, Charles. I'm sorry, you're right. You actually said it right. You actually said it right. I think I caught a lot of them secret societies because, like you said, they are organizations with secrets. I kind of just narrow them all down to secret societies. But you're right. The way you described it, you're right. You're absolutely right. They did do a great job. These actors wasn't doing a good job. No, nobody did a great job, Lily. That's why we able to sit here and pull it apart and pick it apart because nobody did a good job. They messed up. That girl with the knives has nothing to do with this case. Sure don't, Miss Independent. See you later, Malika. I'll be on your next live. It was a great live. Keep doing your thing. I'm here to support. Peace. That's what's up, J Money, and I appreciate your support. I appreciate it. I'll see you later on. I'm gonna jump off too, you guys. I just wanted to share that with y'all. I didn't have much. But I want you guys to. Oh, I had this other little picture of Kanika Martin. Your little collage I made of Kanika Martin. I love this one right here with the pink jacket on because her dimples look really strong in that picture. I love it. I love this picture right here of her. Even the one on the right side with the white t-shirt, her dimples stand out to me. They are really strong. So when I see a picture where somebody is smiling real big and I see no dimple, or I see like a little dent of a dimple or something like that, they really make me think. That really make me think that that's not her, because look at these pictures right here. Her dimples are really strong, really strong. So I don't know, but I hear you. Loving life, I took videos. Play cam with myself, spy and mace onyx symbols, putting messages in there. Hey lives. I also think that it's I also think too, y'all. I don't know for sure. I gotta double check this, but isn't purple, the color purple, a part of the Eastern Stars color? I believe their colors is purple and yellow. Now I got to go back and do my homework and double check that, but I believe that they colors is purple and yellow, and I believe that they actually, use purple to represent life or death or whatever. I don't know, and I'm not talking about the royalty purple. I think purple actually means something when you're dealing with the, secret society and sacrificing and stuff like that. I think the actual purple means something. So let me know if I'm on point or what. I need to know about that. But I just think the purple has something to do with satanic rituals and secret society and stuff like that. I have to do my homework on it some more. But I remember reading that before. Hey, Chosen, while you here, I would love to know, were you sent by Zach or did one of them people pull you in? I would love to know that. I would love to know that. And I would like to hear from you. I don't want to just assume. I don't want to just keep speaking on something that I probably really don't have, proof of. But from my understanding, you was brought in by Zach and you were one of the Trinity people. So while we actually got you here, I would like to know that. Was you brought in by Zach, or did you just ended up kind of connecting with the wrong people? You ain't even really got to speak on that. You can say, one, I was brought in by Zach, or two, just connected with the wrong people, or maybe the wrong people kind of sought me out to because I know the wrong people was trying to connect with me, and possibly if I would have connected with them, they would have steered me totally in the opposite direction. So I've always thought in the beginning that because I used to listen to you in the beginning, I always thought in the beginning that you was very anointed, and I kind of felt like you was sent by God, and I felt like some people had sought you out and steered the narrative and kind of, took you down left field somewhere. But then again, I heard from a little birdie, and it wasn't nobody that I don't believe had anything against you, period, nothing like that. Nobody that was beefed out with you. They actually told me that you was brought in with the other two, and you were supposed to be like a part of the Trinity. And I was going to talk to you through email. Drop your email in here so I can screenshot it. Talk to you through email and get your take on it, because you are the only one I can really say I'm on the fence about, because I've heard you speak. I've heard you speak, and I think that people just became a distraction. So I would like to know from you. I would like to know from you myself. Now, those other two, I'm not even gonna doubt whatsoever. I'm not gonna doubt. I'm not gonna question none of that. Like those other two right there, I know who they was sent by. I know that they was causing distraction. I know they still doing it to this day. But you, my brother, I would actually like to know, out the horse's mouth, I would actually like to know. And I will give you the benefit of the doubt. Are you serious? You have to be a joke. No, I'm not a joke. I'm dead serious. I'm not a joke at all. That's why I'm asking you from man to woman. I mean, woman to man. I'm asking you from woman to man. But I'm pretty sure this ain't the first time you heard this, though, right? And I love your name, Power of God. I love how you also give God the glory. I love that. I'm dead serious, because if you haven't heard this before, this is what's being said. And I'm going to keep it real with y'all and let y'all know what's being said behind the scenes. Period. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. This is what was being said to me. I have nothing against you personally to come out here and just say that, or I've never just drug your name through the mud like that. So I wouldn't target you. So evidently this was actually what's being said. So if it's not, I think this is a chance to be like, no, you know what I'm saying? And let that be known right now to this day. But no, that's nothing that I would have just created, but you should know what's being said. Most definitely. And I'm dead serious. And I think it probably came to me because I've spoken, about you before, and I think it probably came to me like, oh, Malika, let me tell you, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, wow, okay. Okay. I definitely feel like Zach got a crew together to come on YouTube and distract. I'm not going to question everybody else, they role in their position, because I think that that's really obvious. But when it comes to you, I would actually like to do a live with you, and we can actually converse. We could talk, and that's cool with me, But I would like to know. And I guess you actually you answered that. You asking me, am I serious? Do I question you? Me myself personally, do I question you? I actually just don't know. I really just it's not that I'm questioning you. I just don't, with so much trickery and stuff being played behind the scenes. I can honestly say I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. You do give me a fruitful spirit. I do believe you give me a fruitful spirit. If you want to know my own opinion about it, but at the same time, I just don't know. Like, I've had people that I really thought was really, really genuine. I've aligned myself with them, brought them into the group, made them a mind on my channel, and they turned around. They was as fake as a $3 bill. So it's a lot of deception out here on YouTube. So, really, I just don't put nothing past nobody. But I feel like I wouldn't be an adult or a grown woman if I just don't ask you directly. If I just don't, you know what I'm saying? And because you popped up on the live, I feel like I might as well ask you now. I don't think you would, if you was involved, I don't think you would admit it. No. But at the same time, I think that you would, I think you would let it be known, that you are truly for Kanika, if that's that, but I don't, like I said, I don't know, Chosen. I really don't have an opinion when it comes to that. I'm trying not to have my own opinion and lean on my own understanding. So I really just don't know, because I can be deceived either way if I allow myself to be deceived. So I just try not to even have my own opinion. Everything I'm presenting to y'all is just stuff that I'm seeing and I'm getting, and I'm sharing it with y'all like, look, but I'm not really trying to form my own opinion about it. You know what I'm saying? Unless somebody say to me, well, Malika, I don't believe that person's, I might say, yeah, I agree with you. I don't either. Part of me don't either. Remember that question that was just asked to me? Do I believe that Kanika was cremated? And I said, I don't know. And I say, I've tried to give my opinion, but I had to end it with, I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I am. If I really don't feel strong about it, I don't even want to speak on it. So, but I'm just really telling everybody what's given to me and what's brought to me, or what I'm finding and discovering behind the scenes. But I'm trying to leave my own little personal understanding and my own little personal opinion out of it, if you get what I'm saying. But I think that you have been a cool person with me. I don't think you have anything against me per se. I know you have not attacked my channel, and I do feel like I'm the truth. And for you not to attack my channel, that says a lot. I have to ask God. You're right. And I think I did ask God about you in the beginning, and he actually has showed me that he was using you and that you were under an attack. I think that's what he showed me in the beginning. So you say you follow. I don't say it. I know it. Okay. Ask him if I have anything to do with it. Case closed, and he will let you know. Chosen, I'm not. I'm asking you directly, and I will literally just take your word for it. Okay, I will literally just take your word for it. I know I follow the Most High God. I don't question that whatsoever, who I am. But the thing is, I'm not trying to crucify you one bit. I'm not trying to call you something I'm not doing that. I asked you a direct question, and a simple hell no would have been good enough for me. I would have been like, okay, there you have it, world. He said hell no. He was in no way, shape, or form aligned with Zach, and we could have moved right on. I'm not about to go into prayer and fasting to find out who Chosen is, because Chosen is no threat to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're no threat to me for me to even ask. I just asked you a direct question because I believe that I'm not the only one that wanted to know. Drop me a one if all of y'all probably wanted to know. Matter of fact, drop me a one if you wanted to know yourself personally was chosen, brought in by Zach, or did he just end up getting distracted by the wrong people? I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that was curious about that. I wanted to know that. So a simple hell no, I didn't even know Zach would have been good enough for me, but I'm not about to pray and fast about it. I'm not about to go through. No, I just, you want to know something, they said just ask the person. I'm that kind of, if I want to know something about Joanna, I will just ask Joanna. If I heard anything about who is that on my thing, Lifeless, I would just ask Lifeless. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm not that kind of person. To see Lifeless, and I just heard some stuff about Lifeless and not asked her. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to, if Lifeless is not no threat to me, I ain't about to go to the throne room. I ain't about to do no lab about her. I ain't about to dog her out. You see what I'm saying? No, I have not done that, and I will not do that with you because we are brothers and sisters in Christ and in life. So the question that I asked you was just because inquiring minds want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. I have made 3,000 videos exposing these frauds, and you sheep are brain dead. Oh, now you about to go in on us. Why did you feel the need to do that? Because I asked you a question. So now I'm a brain dead sheep, Chosen? Okay, so Chosen, I'm a brain dead sheep because I asked you, and I have not watched all 3,000 of your videos. I actually lost interest after the first 10. So I don't know, what am I supposed to make out your 3,000 videos that you saying? I don't even know. What have you shown, proven, or concluded in your 3,000 videos? Don't you dare call me a brain dead sheep. Don't try to go in on me because right now I have the motherfucking mic. Let's say that, okay? Don't try to go in on me or disrespect me. Let's not do that. Okay, let's not do that. I can still, Chosen, I'm not all the way there yet. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. I'm not all the way there yet, bro. Please, let's not do that. I've been nothing but nice to everybody. I've been nothing but spirit-filled with everybody, trying to do my part, my job. I simply asked you a question because inquiring minds want to know. And to me, you acting like you guilty, bro. You acting like you guilty. I'm not. He acting real guilty. Because it's something, I mean, for real, like I have been accused of being at the party. I've been accused of orchestrating this plot. I've been accused of being straight drop cousin. I've been accused of all type of stuff since I've been on here, right? And never one time have nobody even just asked me, do you know these people? Are you related to straight drop? And I would have just said, hell no, and we could have moved on. So how could you let a simple question get you under your skin like that to call somebody a dead sheep? And you ain't just talking to me, you talking to my subs too. And I go all in defending mine. You better ask somebody. I will go all in defending mine. I asked you a simple question and you could have just gave out a simple answer. We could have moved on from there. But I'm telling you what was told to me. And I'm telling you that 2 out of 3 of y'all, I know for sure, was a part of the cover-up. So I'm asking you because evidently I've always questioned that. I've never been 100% with that. So evidently I felt like, well, let me ask him since he's in the room right now. Let me ask him because I'm not really sure with that. I'm not really sure how to take Chosen. I don't know about that. That's why I asked you directly. If I'm unsure about something, how would I know the truth other than asking that person? But no, I'm really trying to keep my cool. I'm serious, but that was real disrespectful for me to ask you a question that inquiring minds want to know. And you just literally called me a blind sheep. I'm a blind sheep, bro, but you did 3,000 videos and still haven't found no answer, still haven't found no resolution. Evidently, your spiritual discernment ain't working for you, bro. Spiritual discernment ain't working for you. Man of God, doing 3,000 videos and still confused. Because you here listening to a blind sheep that only did about 40 videos that's awakening people, waking their minds up, making it make sense. Don't go there with me. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Like I was about to cuss him out some ugly because don't think you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to cuss. I'm just really trying to grow and not cuss and not use profanity because I want to grow in my gift more. You know what I'm saying? But please don't take me off edge. Like, that was real disrespectful to call. I didn't call you out your name. I didn't judge you. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything derogatory towards you. I didn't defame your name. I told you what's going around, and everybody know that you were aligned with Rob and Marco. Everybody know that. So this would have been a perfect time for you to kind of clear your name, not just for me, but for everybody else that's watching. But no, you decided to take the little childish role and try to disrespect me. But so you can lift yourself up high. It sound like to me you on some jealous type stuff. We both can be child of God's, dear. We can both be his child. But you just straight up threw a rock at me. For what? Because I asked a question? For what? Y'all don't pause him. Don't let him talk. Let him talk. Because I'm hoping he'll be man enough to apologize the way he just went left on me like that for asking a question, telling him what's out there. And for him to take a left and go left field on me and just like really try to call me a blind sheep. I'm not blind. I'm a sheep. I'm a sheep of my shepherd. You might be a wolf, but I am a sheep. But one thing I am not is a blind sheep. So I don't take offense to the fact that you call me a sheep because that is who I am. But I'm not a blind sheep. If I was a blind sheep, I wouldn't get as far as I got in my 30 or 40 videos against versus your 300. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. Hey, John Q. Look, I'm about to chill because I'm about to get off of here because I kind of see that he kind of took me somewhere I don't want to be, in a place I don't want to be. I don't want to be in my flesh. I really don't. I really don't. I don't want to have to cuss nobody out. I don't have to, argue, fight with nobody. Maybe I shouldn't have asked that question publicly. Maybe I should have emailed him and had this conversation, but I kind of thought that would be a perfect time for him to kind of clear his name. Like, hell no, I ain't no Zach, because we all know that Zach know the people that he was aligned with. So if I first came out or started out with a crew, or I started out by myself, but I ended up with a crew who the world later on found that was involved some way, somehow, people will want to know, were you already aligned with these, or did that crew seek you out? People will want to know that, right? So I kind of felt like this would be a perfect time for him to actually say, no, Malika, I was not, no, Malika, yada, 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 because I don't know, Chosen. I don't know. I was not around during all them times. I left. I told you guys, I left YouTube for a long time. So I wasn't around. I don't know. How else would I not know if I don't ask you? Because I didn't pray about it, Chosen. I didn't really go to the throne. I did ask God about it in the very beginning, and I felt like God showed me that you was distracted, that you was upset. So I can't clear that up. And I actually spoke on that, Chosen. I said that in the very beginning. I said that I felt like God was using you and people came along and caused a distraction in you. I did say that, okay? But like I said, later on down the line, in that moment when I said that, Chosen, I had no idea that the distractions and the cover-up was that thick on YouTube. I didn't know that people would literally try to align themselves with you to throw you off the cake. Like, I didn't know none of that stuff was going on. So later on, when it was brought to me that y'all three was sent by Zach, I didn't know if it was true or not 100%, because I didn't go back to the throne room like, God, give me confirmation. Is this true or not? I didn't. I actually didn't even think about it no more. I left it alone. Only until I got to looking at where I'm at right now and looking at these different groups and looking at how Rob is possibly connected. Then I started speaking on it again. And I said, you know what? Why I got him right here, this would be the perfect time for him to speak his piece and just say what he wanted to say. So what I did was I asked you a question. I didn't say choke. When you came here, I didn't say Chosen. Seth brought you in. That would have been accusing you. I didn't do that. I asked you a question. So therefore, you know what's being said. You know what was brought to me. And if you go back to any of my videos, you would know that I said your name before, and you would know why. But I felt like this would be the perfect time for you to actually say, hell no, I ain't had nothing to do with that. And I would have took it and ran with it. And therefore, when I talked about The people that Zach did bring in, I'm going to talk about more about the distractions that he brought in. I probably would have thought twice about throwing your name in there. Do you see what I'm saying? Because of you said, hell no, Malika, I had him to do. You see what I'm saying? But I don't know because I was not around during the time when Zach brought these people in. I was not there. And I might have chimed in later on after y'all was already connected and talking about what y'all was talking about, but I wasn't around during every moment. So I don't know when you came, I don't know everything. I could have left, so I don't know. And I literally asked the question for myself. I'm kind of a new YouTuber. Okay, y'all been here since day one. So I'm asking you. I don't take it back. Most of you are brain dead sheep. Truth is truth. Most of who? Most of who? Is that the God in you that's calling everybody brain dead sheep? Why don't you try to feed the sheep? Are you feeding the sheep? Or you just dogging everybody to make yourself feel like you so anointed? Is that God? Is that the power of God calling you everybody a blind sheep or what? You're really making me think that you're guilty. That's how you acting right now. That's really how you acting right now. You really acting like you guilty or something. Because you know what? If you ain't do nothing, all you got to say is hell no. And that could have been left alone. You really acting real guilty right now. Did I really call it out? Do your stuff stink, Chosen? Now I'm getting ready to go ahead and block you. You can go. He definitely want the attention on him. He ain't about to get no more. I gave him enough. Stay focused on your object and presentation, Malika. The other stuff doesn't deserve your attention as to what you're doing. You're doing a great job keeping them on the ropes. You got me, love. Thank you, John Q. And it ain't take me 300 videos to do it with my blind self. It ain't take my blind self 300 videos to do it. None of you want justice bad, Chosen. You want justice for somebody whose name is Kanika Jenkins, not Kanika Martin. So, bye. You got to go. He got to go. He can't even be here. He can't even be here no more. He got to go. And it's funny that do y'all notice every time I come out with a deep laugh or I'm sharing some deep information, here go these people. Disrespectful. Do y'all notice that? How they always try to snake their way in? I can go back to another lab I did that was very explosive, showing some stuff. And here come Chosen again. He came right back on. He came in my lab talking about clones and the yada yada yada. And then I touched on Masons, and here he goes. Is you a Mason, Chosen? I notice when I talk about certain things, you come out the bushes, and why don't you stay your butt in the bushes? Okay, because you got 300 videos out there for us to watch, and we want to hear what you got to say. Now I'm talking over here. You stay in the bushes. You got to go, bro. You got all this spiritual discernment, the power of God in you, but it took you 300 videos to figure out that Kanika wasn't Kanika, or what happened to Kanika, or whatever the case. You need to shut up and sit down. Go back in your little corner somewhere. I was trying to be nice to you. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get off this live because I feel like I'm getting the flesh and I feel like knocking somebody out. And I do not want to transfer this energy onto my household, onto my family. So let me go ahead and slide back a little bit. It is what it is. So y'all already know if a person was not guilty of it, if they had, you know what I'm saying, they would have just simply said, hell no. 3,000. I'm sorry, y'all, not 300. 3,000. It ain't take me 3,000 videos. I ain't even made 300 videos. I made about a good 30 with my blind sheep self. So he didn't have to come out here being disrespectful. See what I'm saying? We don't even have that in this chat room right here. Our chat room is normally full of love, full of grace, but you have somebody that call themselves the power of God to come over in our chat room and display hate, anger. They call themselves the power of God to display hate and anger over here in the chat room. See what I'm saying? We don't operate like that over here. We normally love it on each other. But he came right out the gate, call us, first of all, getting smart like ask God. Why would I go to the throne room about you? It ain't even worth my time. I swear it's not worth my time. I swear it's not, because I pretty much was on the fence about you. But now, you know what? Your fruit spoke for itself, buddy. I'm no longer on the fence about you. Your fruit spoke for itself. So I don't have to go to the throne of God about that. All right, I got spiritual discernment, and your fruit spoke for itself. So I don't need to know nothing else. Goodbye. Stay away from me. I ain't over there in your channel checking for you. I ain't been in your channel since like November 2017. So I'm not checking for you. So you stay over there where you at. I'm gonna stay where I'm at. You do your thing, talk about your clones, your government conspiracies, and all that stupid stuff you talk about. And I'm gonna talk about what I talk about. And bring some truth and light to what happened to Kanika Martin. That's what I'm gonna do. So you go ahead and make your 3001 video. I'm sure your blind sheep is waiting. I wouldn't even stick around nobody that made 3,000 videos, and I still ain't learned nothing from the nigga. But anyway, you really didn't have to be hateful to her, Chosen. Come on now. You best go open up your Bible. You profess to speak from, like, he just, bombshell, he just did not only try to insult me, he tried to insult everybody that's following me. You know what I'm saying? And it was like it came from a hateful place. Like it was something that he wanted to say anyway. You know, I didn't come out the gate saying, you know, Chosen, you are with, like, no. I said, Chosen, this is what's been told to me. And now that I have you here, I would love to know the truth, because I don't know when he first came. When I tuned in, he was already here. And I caught him when he was by himself for a minute. I jumped off YouTube. I came back, he was aligned with 2 other people. Okay, I jumped off YouTube for a minute. Came back. I wasn't a consistent everyday YouTube watching Kanika Jenkins. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know when things happen. And I did pray about it in the beginning, about him in the very beginning. And I'm not gonna lie, because I was gonna do a video about him and the other 2 on my Malika's World channel, especially when I saw that that they was trying to sell their story to what is it called? Everpedia. So I was going to do a video on him, and I did pray about it. And I kind of felt like I was, you know, just to lay off of him, you know, and I kind of felt like that God was with him in the beginning, but he became distracted. And I spoke on that, and I said that to y'all, right? If y'all can remember me saying that to y'all. But I pretty much just got away from that, because I kind of felt like me focusing on him and his 2 friends would have just been a distraction altogether. And I needed to focus on the case at hand. I was a new YouTuber, only put out a few videos when I heard about the Everpedia story. They about to or whatever, what it sell their story. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna put that video to the side or scrap that video, not even worry about that, and just continue focusing on the case. So I never got around to asking him, what's up with that, Chosen? You know, what's up with that? Like, you know, so I don't know about your 3,000 videos you did and what you talk about and what I don't watch you at all. No more at all. I probably stopped at number 10. You see what I'm saying? So how the hell would I know what you talking about, what route you going down, or whatever? I don't follow you. You know, but I was always taught, if you want to know something, just ask that person. I don't feel right talking about somebody or speaking somebody's name into something, and I got a feeling, just a little small feeling in my heart, that it's a possibility they don't have nothing to do with it, or they you know, they was deceived just as well as people was trying to deceive me. So I asked them. But he didn't have to be disrespectful, because at the end of the day, you calling women, you say women are queens, and you calling yourself a king, but you didn't just talk to me like I was the queen. You calling yourself the power of God, but you ain't up in this chat room like you got the power of God on you and in you and all through you. So I'm like, okay, that's not cool at all. I'm about to get up out of here. Because the last thing I want to do as a woman is argue with a man, because I have a man to defend me. And I don't want to bring my man on here, because my man is not a YouTuber. My man is a real rebel, a real life rebel. He's not a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to me arguing and going back and forth with a man or feeling disrespected by a man and stuff like that, I'd rather just exit. If I get my dude on, then it's just, we're going to be outside of YouTube getting it popping. So I just don't feel like you worth all that. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. So I don't think you probably just you probably got like a little hatred in your heart and a little jealousy or whatever, but sugar, it's going to be okay. You can share your God with people. It'll be all right. I think he actually want to be chosen and he want to be anointed. He thought he was, and then he sees somebody who is actually real anointed and filled with the spirit. He's somebody that's seriously anointed, not playing for real, and he probably felt a little intimidated or whatever, and was looking for a reason to throw something at me or to call me out my name or to disrespect me. And all of a sudden I go from awakened to blind, say chosen. If chosen, if you thought I was blind, you wouldn't be hanging around in my bushes listening to me. I mean, there's plenty of YouTubers talking about Kanika. But I would never go back and forth with a man because I got a man to do that. That would give it, that would slay you. So I don't have to do that at all. We can end that here. Well, you got men in here that got your back too. Real talk. Thank you, Mr. Rob. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you too, John Q. I appreciate that, y'all. I'm trying not to let that stuff get to me. I swear I am. I'm just going to go ahead and just try to calm down from that stuff, ignore that stuff, because I know that we are not asleep over here. We are very much awakened over here. And I know that the truth hurt. And I know that when you shine light on darkness, they like to flee. They like to run. They get scared. You know what I'm saying? And so some people want to fight their way out. Some people just leave, you know, either way it go, it's okay with me. We just gonna shine some light on darkness. They ain't gotta like it. They ain't gotta like it at all, but it is what it is. Thank you so much, Rob, for that comment. Just to know I got people that have my back. I want to hear your message, Malika, about this case, not theirs. Thank you, John. I will, John. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked him. It was my fault. And I'm going to offer a public apology. I shouldn't have asked him like that. I shouldn't have asked him in that way because I got us off course. That was really me. I got us off course. Being real don't always mean saying whatever is on your mind. Okay. Being real sometimes mean being meek. Okay. And that means reserving the stuff that you might want to say or want to do, but you know, suppressing it. And that's what being humble and being meek is. And I'm working on that, y'all, because I didn't come from a meek and humble environment. Okay. I did not. So I'm really trying. I'm trying so hard, y'all. I'm trying so hard. Y'all just don't know. I'm trying so hard to work on me. Like, y'all just don't know where I was at and where I am now. I'm just thankful for God for the transformation that He's doing in my life. And I should have not had cussed him out. I should have not asked him that question. I should have just went on and just continued to let God use me. I should have continued to just focus on the case. And I got off course with that. And you know, and I apologize to you, Chosen. I apologize to everybody else. I shouldn't allow myself to even ask him that and to even go down that road. You know what I'm saying? But it was just something that I really just wanted to know for myself, so I don't have to include him in a circle that if he don't belong in that circle, you know. And I felt like if I have Azaria here in my chat room, I would ask her. You know, if I had any of these people, Keela, who I spoke on, I would ask her, because it's something that we speaking on and we touching on now. And I feel like who better to get the facts from and ask but that person themselves. That's because it's kind of person I am. Yeah, but I kind of got us off course with that. And I do apologize to everybody. You know, I allow him to kind of take me into a place that I've been fighting, because I don't want to be that person no more. I don't want to fight nobody. Like, I didn't fight my whole life. You know, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to do none of that stuff no more. I'm tired of fighting people. I'm tired of going through stuff with people. Like, I just want to be able to find justice for Kanika and help out these other girls that's in Kanika's shoes, get out the streets and help them get a new life and find a new life, because nobody helped me. Nobody helped me. It took years of scars and bruises, and took years of feeling abandoned and neglected for me to come to where I am today. And I just wanted to extend myself to other people so they won't have to walk that same road that I had to. It was really me that got us off course. It wasn't him. You know, he did not come in here with no ill intent. He came in here and he was talking about whatever y'all was conversating about, and I kind of threw that out there. And I do apologize to everybody. I just want to say that was me, and I apologize to everybody. I just needed to know that. You know, I'm real. So if I want to know something, I'm gonna ask you. But it's just the time and place to do that. And it wasn't the time or place. So I do apologize to everybody, okay? I am going to humble myself and say I deeply apologize for taking us off course, okay? That was none but the enemy. And I'm not going to allow the enemy to use me or to throw me back because I worked too hard. I fasted for 40 days, okay, to get where I am today. And for God to even open my eyes to stuff that I didn't even know that was going on right in front of my face. So I've come too far to allow somebody who I don't even know, who not involved in my real life, to knock me back. I'm trying to have that real thick skin where it's like you could say whatever you want to say about me and I don't care. But that's hard, y'all, especially if you are Cancer and you really emotional anyway. But I'm trying to have that real thick skin right now. And I'm trying to not allow nobody to really get to me. Nobody should make me, get out of character when I know who I am. When I know what God I serve. No, I should not allow nobody to get me out of character. I'm still working on that. I'm still working on me. And I just want to apologize for that before I get off. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. I love y'all. And I'm about to go ahead and end this live. And thank you for having my back so much. I really love y'all and I really appreciate y'all. And please keep me covered in prayer because Malika have a lot of work to do for herself and for her family and for other girls that might one day look up to me. Okay, just please keep me in prayer. I'm sorry. Love y'all. Bye. I'm about to go.